You could have heard this episode 48 hours early on our Patreon, patreon.com/indieheadspodcast. But join us for as low as $1 a month. You will receive episodes early, gain access to our Discord server, and get yourself an Indie Heads podcast sticker. Main episodes go up on our Patreon 48 hours before it hits our public podcast feeds. But if you're hearing this through our Patreon feed, we thank you so much for your support. We especially want to thank our Real Ones Patreon supporters, including Becca Etienne, Jordan Mikowski, Bradley P., Marcy Anime, Delaney Mothman, Josiah Duncan, Matt Cameron, History of Violet, Awat, Javon Clement, Jimmy Aylward, Three Twist Balloon Dog, Charles, Nicole Rifkin, Tim's Discount Prices, Commander of Beef, Jay, Rena K, Ian, Matthew Taylor, Chance Holdup, Sarah Moore, Griff, Max Kovzinski, Mark Barry, Judah LaFleur, Cal 50, Piz, Chris Wade, Jake Wald, Grant, Keep Autism Maria, Robbie Ariano, Max, Zach, Gav Variety Freak, Maze Farms, and Alex Grishmanov. And if you'll be amongst these names, consider upgrading to our Real One tier on Patreon or receive a bonus episode every month on top of other perks. And before we move to the episode, we just want to thank the rest of our Patreon supporters like Jason Daphnis, Kevin Cookman, Bailey, June K, Ali Eleanor, Chedas, Nato, Eric Chow, Josh, James Boss, Holiday Kirk, Drew Warden, Jane Amjadi, Alexis Davin, Cody Gagan, Barely March, Fingal LaFleur, Will Griffin, Corbin Kamich, Gavlin, Matthew, Ethan Sapir, Matthew McPherson, Rainey Donaldson, Eleanor Grahams, Wilford Throw, Gears 420, Willie, Jacqueline Kadiga, Alec Felder, Midwest Maxwell, Molly O'Brien, AJ Moser, Race Red Baby, Matthew Herring, Jack Tiggleman, Sarah L., Jeremy Bull, and Derek Pemberton. Anyways, though, enjoy the episode.
Hello, and welcome back once again to Pod Hero. It's been too long since we heard that beautiful intro music from our cast member, Barely March. But we're back. We took a year off, and I'm back here with my good co-host, Gavin. Gavin, how are you feeling finally back, ready to rock?
Yeah, I won't address the controversy regarding Boomer Slop and Hamburger episode. Those are well behind me. I honestly don't care at all that those episodes didn't turn out as good as they could have been with my talents. Who cares? Old people and hamburgers are good or bad or whatever you think, listener. I don't care. I'm excited to talk about video games. I got the Brett Michaels t-shirt on. I got the Guitar Hero 3 hat on. This is my peak of Guitar Hero. I know that's goes against what Natalie was saying before the episode, but it's
we'll
okay. We'll get there. We got too much going on here to go jerk myself off about Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Gavin has come fully prepared, has gone so extensive with the visual bit on a podcast that I don't even know where to begin. As mentioned, he has Guitar Hero 3 hat, Brett Michaels shirt, every single mainline Guitar Hero game stacked up, entire rack of Guitar Hero guitars.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I have. I was gonna mention these at some point. Might not have time. I bought this Guitars and Games magazine that was a one-off magazine that Guitar One magazine made in 2007 or something. There's a story involved in that. I think we're gonna talk about the music on this episode because it feels like a music episode and not a story episode. So I'll bring up my friend.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Isn't music the greatest story of all?
Some of these songs, I don't know how much we can realistically talk about the music. As I mentioned before recording, these are kind of like the songs in this episode are going to be ones where it is just like the songs kind of exist for the most part, and I'm like, yeah, these are certainly songs you would put in a Guitar Hero game.
I feel that way about some of them.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. First, I have to acknowledge behind the board, as always, we've got our good producer, DJ Hero Matty.
Hello.
Hello, baby.
I'm so glad we got that.
Where's the Big Bopper mashup in DJ Hero? Like, what would you mash up Big Bopper with?
No, what you need is an exclusive Rock Band promotional item, which is a phone, so you can have all of the different members of the band, and then someone has a phone.
Oh, yeah.
I think Kevin Gates' two phones and Big Bopper put those two together.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Potentially have some magic.
Yeah, or
And by the way, you're not going to heaven because you didn't believe Kevin Gates started the car battery with his bare hands.
Hear me out. Kiss me through the phone.
My god.
Versus
I was gonna say standing outside a broken payphone. The song we talked about on 90s Rock number ones.
Oh yeah.
But anywho.
But as you hear, we have another challenger, another guitarist jumping into the fray. Welcome back, Jackie, as always, our cast member joining us for this episode. And you've probably seen in the episode title description, we have a special guest joining us back again. Care to introduce yourself?
Ahoy! I'm Donald Boringstein. How's it going? Long time fan, second time caller.
That's
right. Terrible intro. Oh my god! Can we do
that? First time on the pod since what 90s rock? I think 90s rock number ones, which is episode 3 or 4.
I've seen the light since then. I think I went on a really long diatribe against Happy Mondays, and since then I've had a really big Happy Mondays phase, which I feel like will preclude a couple revelations of my thoughts on this roster today. Hopefully,
I mean, you got to get past the phase where you're 30, and then you start to see the error of your ways.
Once you have enough back pain that, any kind of joy in music at all becomes something to embrace, it really starts to make sense.
Then you start to see Son I'm 30 as like I remember when I was 30. Those are the days.
Yeah.
So today, what we're going to talk about, I'll start with this before I go into our usual preamble that I've started every episode the last season with. Last we left off, the first season of Pod Hero covered the harmonics years of Guitar Hero. So we covered the very start of the franchise from Guitar Hero 2, and Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s. And last we left off, Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s is the very last harmonics game in the series. Harmonix famously got bought out by MTV Games, got turned into a developer that would eventually go on to create Rock Band. And so what that meant is that Activision then took over the series. And what we have here is the start of an era. I think in the spreadsheet I've called this the proliferation. And this is basically this is the turning point where Guitar Hero starts to become the cultural force that it became known as for the rest of its lifespan, for both better and worse. So Activision takes up the helm, has Neversoft now developing the games. Red Octane is now acquiring, or they've acquired Red Octane, and now they're putting out all these games. But this is obviously, it seemed to me, this game, Guitar Hero 3, that we're talking about today, is one that has been it's one of the really enduring ones. Like, if somebody's favorite Guitar Hero game isn't the second, it is almost always the third. And I feel like there's kind of a close neck and neck in terms of just which games people prefer. And both this ended up being probably honestly maybe even more so than Guitar Hero 2. These episodes ended up being the most contentious slots for cast members and guests. And I want Donald, Jackie, you both to speak to your own backgrounds with Guitar Hero 3. What made hopping on here compelling?
So I'm not a Guitar Hero head, so that's why I'm not hosting this series. I would never sort of step on the cred of our real experts in the field here. But this is the game for sure that I have the strongest memories with. I believe that I owned it, but really my core memories with this game are a cool older family friend had it at their house one time, and I went over and I was just saucer-eyed, whoa, this is the coolest thing. And it was kind of right as I was becoming a real music dork, and so it just kind of activated me, but it activated me in very funny ways, because although I had a dad that was very into music, he wasn't passing down classic rock to me so much. So a lot of the stuff that I was introduced to via Guitar Hero is things I feel other people's dads introduced them to, but my dad wasn't into hard rock in that way. So a lot of weird hair metal and stuff. But yeah, all of these songs, like some of them are songs I was introduced to by this game or just like are really big. And then there are other songs in this playlist I would have sworn that I did not know. And then I hit play on it and it was like I had taken a bite of a Madeline and I was going back in time, like the whole deal. This is very foundational stuff for me, even if some of this music is like so far from like what I ended up being interested in. It's just kind of silly and fun, and was a huge activation point for me in a certain sense as a kid that was mostly interested in bleeps and bloops from an early age. But yeah, what about you, Donald? What's your relationship to this game?
I relate to that because like this was all stuff for the first one I owned. I was a Nintendo Wii household. I did not own any PlayStation platform until I was out of the house. It hit like right in the mid early stages of high school for me. But 2007, right? I think. Mm-hmm. So like yeah, like middle high school for me, and like that was like the perfect spot to be like a like a nerdy not delinquent but like nerdy distracted 16-year-old 15-year-old whatever, like going out over to friends' houses and just like playing this stuff. But like yeah, so I was playing the other ones at friends' houses. It was terrible with them. I was like just trying them out here and there. This was the first one I was able to be like, yeah, I can actually dig into this, which is sort of speaking to what you said, Jackie. Like again, it was like a mix of like a lot of songs that I was starting to at that point in my life after having been very much on like the classic rock, like yeah, I like give me the guitars, like this is kind of not my thing anymore. And a mix of some that I, was really into, and a mix of some, and a couple songs on that soundtrack that like did genuinely introduce me to one or two things, which was neat. But like, I felt like this one for me, it was interesting because it is like, yeah, I do think of it when I think of Guitar Hero, I think of this game not just because it's the first one I owned, but because it's like when the aesthetics of it became unbearable. Like it just becomes like this like. It's very fitting that Slash is on the cover of this because it just has that kind of like oozy, like it's okay, man, I guess sure. It's
horseshoed around into being so uncool and ugly that it is kind of cool. Like there's something about like the low polygon characters of this game that are very like Brutal Legend tried to do this on purpose, but like it is this very like RAWK rock vibe that is very funny to me always.
Yeah, this is a very minor point, but this is kind of like the event horizon for that aesthetic in my mind, where it's like I look at the certain parts of the like aesthetic and especially character models in this game are like basically as good as they would ever get, and then certain times I like look them dead in the eyes, especially the like vocalist and his like ceaseless deep vacant maw, and I'm just like I'm staring into the pits of hell here. This is a true nightmare.
I like how they all
animatronic. Yeah.
Yes. I like how they all always like bounce like they're in a fighting game, kind of.
That's
like
yeah.
Guitar Hero animations.
To bring up Slash, I think, like, that's the other crucial like how you can tell the tides of change is like you talked about in the start of the series, like they couldn't even get the licensing, they had to do the cover versions of almost everything.
Yes.
And now not only are they getting like
which was better
fully licensed songs, but also like the guitar guys want to be in the game, and for good reason, because I think like there are a lot of people my age that would not know who Slash is if it were not for this game, right? Like it's very smart of them to be like, this will forever associate me with guitars to young kids playing video games.
And it was in the heat of like the post piracy era for music.
Yes.
So it was like, this will make people buy music.
Yeah.
I do miss the cover, the unlicensed, like the knockoff great.
There's some of them here.
Yeah, no, there are some, and there were some here that they were my first time hearing the song for sure. So it was very disorienting.
Yeah, there's one or two in here where we have legit stories attached. But I think this is a good point to talk about, like as we're mentioning, like kind of the differences with this game. So as both Jackie and Donald are alluding to, this is kind of the first game in the series wherein, as I mentioned, like by this point, Guitar Hero become known as this huge cultural force, and so rather than trying to like step around it or treat it as a novelty. You have all of these bands trying to essentially get in on it because they know it's going to like help continue their like legacy, boost their stature, introduce their music to a new generation. And so we'll have a number of special guest musicians who introduce their likenesses. Some of them you can play as, some of them you can battle, which is a new mechanic in this game, as many people are
what a
infamously
compelling one.
aware. For a mechanic that is a lot better in theory than it is in practice. But so occasionally you'll have these guitar battles with famed icons of rock music. But also I kind of Gavin alluded to this briefly. I do want to like mention like my own kind of like perspective into this game, which is as I mentioned, I think this is like really the last Guitar Hero game that I would like wholeheartedly say is a good game. However, I think because of the like Guitar Hero 2 like diehardness in me, I'm one of those people who we'll get into this when we get into the second episode. There gets to be a point where I think this continues an issue I had with like Guitar Hero 80s, which is that occasionally they will just make the songs brutally hard and the charting brutally hard just because they can, and it is there gets to be a point in this game, as it is for many people, where the game kind of just ends up being like too frustrating for its own good. In my mind, I'm also like, we'll get into it, but part of the song selection, especially in this early stretch, is just kind of like a little too predictable and boring, in the sense of just like, we need to introduce Guitar Hero to the next console generation, and so. What do we got? We got Pat Benatar. We got Kiss. We've got.
Hold on now.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, some of these are too classic rock, like staple to like to really sink your teeth into. But I was like 13, so I didn't know what the fuck.
Fair.
I didn't know what the fuck Slow Ride was. So when I heard it in Guitar Hero, I was like,
let's
"This
just
is
get into it."
Let's I was gonna say this is a good point to get into it. The very first song in this game is a song that I also did not know until I played it for the first time in Guitar Hero. This is a Slow Ride by Foghat, a song that I want to start by asking people a poll. Do you think any of us would have the kind of like place of like knowing this song?
Not at all.
And like having it like accepting in our lives if this were not in this game?
No, I knew it. I knew it beforehand. It was it was like a classic rock. Like it was on classic rock radio enough that I'd heard it, and I wouldn't say I liked it, but I had a soft spot for it even then, which has only been like intensified exponentially by the nostalgic effect. Where like, even though this is the easiest song in maybe the entire franchise by design, it is like indelibly one of the songs I think of when I think of Guitar Hero.
This is true. I am not only not an expert in Guitar Hero, but I am also bad at the game. So like the easiest songs in this game specifically are the ones that like I can most vividly picture myself playing, and this is for sure one of them, to the point that when I first saw Dazed and Confused, I was like, oh, the Guitar Hero song, as opposed to the other way around. Like,
that's true.
I was actually going to make that exact point. I saw Dazed and Confused after playing Guitar Hero, and I was like, oh, this song did exist in the 70s, you know? It wasn't on the classic rock stations in Texas. It was all fucking ZZ
But yeah,
Top,
my main thought on like this playlist as a whole, before we like get into the rest of it, is just that like you're right that like some of the picks for this game are like a little too on the nose, but like also some of the picks are like on the nose in the most gloriously perfect way. Like I very much horseshit around.
I'm glad you're
from
saying
like
this.
Being a child hearing this music, not knowing what was corny and not corny, going through my whole cycle of like trying to want to like cool music and then horseshoeing back around to like slow ride, take it easy, you know? And this is some head empty music, of which there is multiple very head empty bangers on this playlist.
Yeah, this is
However,
a
I will say, does anyone know how long the studio version of Slow Ride is? It's
8.5
long.
minutes.
Yeah, it's
entirely too long for.
It's really funny.
It's a slow ride.
I get it in that, like, back then, you couldn't just like
Slow ride,
when
chop,
you're
not
smoking
slopped.
weed in the 70s, you don't want to have to change the record. You just want to put that shit on and let them ba-na-na for like 10 minutes straight. You know, I get it, but
What's also like album-oriented stuff back then, like you could do something like this, especially if it is like the centerpiece of your album, and it would be like the song that people knew you for. But like, I don't know, I think especially the shortened version of this song, like when I was listening to this back today, I was like, this just sounds like any bar band now. It's like you walk into, like, I'm sure it's like a revolutionary thing in the year 1975, but like, for me, it's just like I hear this, and I think because of like my own upbringing and the way in which I've kind of aged out of this kind of music, I just listen to this and I'm like, I could walk into like any dive bar in the city that I live in on like a weeknight and probably hear something that sounds exactly like this.
I don't know if it was
counterpoint.
revolutionary.
Okay, that's the wrong fucking word.
No one ever thought to have a slow ride before Foghat.
Yeah, you're so right, actually.
Listen, all these points are very true, but I have to ask you to consider this. Slow ride, take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of all you need.
Yeah, I mean, it's so awesome.
They should have taken this
It's an
philosophy
8-minute
to heart
song.
later in the game. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it a little easy on us.
I do like that it is a song that does feel like it's designed to drive like while you're hitting every single stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
Like just having a terrible time.
I love that the ending of this cover version where it just comes to a halt and the vocalist just goes slow ride.
Imagine getting commissioned to do Guitar Hero cover songs. That's a killer gig. Probably paid terribly, but like
beautiful thing. I should note some of the cover this is in game. This is one of the cover versions. This is from our good friends WaveGroup, who did almost entirely all of the covers in the first few Guitar Hero games with harmonics. Some of the later ones that we'll talk about come from a band that I might refer to as possible like demon in the realm of Guitar Hero. That's probably a very unfair. I'm sure Steve we met is like perfectly fine and okay, but I'm also just some of the covers that his band has are just like what is happening here. There's also another one called there's just a Line 6 cover band. I'm trying to remember which songs they actually did, but they are in some of these. I think it's just The Seeker and Paranoid are the ones that they cover. Oh, they'll cover one of the ones we get to later. Never mind. They'll come up later, so we'll get a taste of their sound. But if we're ready to move on,
I would just like to
Foghat,
quickly say that just to peg this for potentially the same fucking song again. The second Foghat album has a song called "Ride, Ride, Ride" on it. Which is really great. It's also
listen.
called Foghat. Like their first record was self-titled, and then they put out another self-titled record, which
they Weezered themselves.
Awesome.
Feels like
That's
a way
so
to
cool.
trick people, but
That's
then
awesome.
they didn't keep doing it. They then proceeded to give all of the rest of their albums different titles. My favorite of which, they've got a lot of funny album titles. My favorite is definitely "In the Mood for Something Rude." I think that's pretty great.
Oh,
that's a great one, honestly.
yeah, that's sick.
Girls to Chat and Boys to
Pretty
Bounce
good.
is another.
Boogie Motel and Return of the Boogeymen. 2 different albums.
Yes.
I'm gonna get really into
I
Foghat
have
this
4
year.
albums that I would have expected as my main takeaway.
Family Jewels, spelled Joules. I don't know what that's
I
a
would love to
reference
know more about the Foghat
exactly
guys in general. I imagine it's that like they've turned the band over. I keep thinking about something that Brian said on a recent Guys episode, the Pat Finnerty, about how they will just get people. They'll get people in bands that aren't original members but are old because they want you to plausibly believe that they could be original members of the band.
Yeah.
And now I think about that anytime I think about these, like the fact that they're like, all right, we need to get an old guy so people can plausibly believe that he was one of the original Foghat guys.
I love the idea of it like being like an Andrew Eldritch situation, like where it's like everyone cannot stand being in Foghat.
Yeah, like a ship of Theseus situation.
It's too high
Foghat
pressure.
is entirely
It's
different dudes.
Yeah, if it's Mr. Slow Ride and your Nan on bongos, it's Foghat.
All right, let's move to the next song.
On that note, speaking of our good friend Steve, we met. The next song in this game, we talked about this before recording. We have somehow never talked about a song from this artist and specifically this frontman on air, which is kind of surprising given how frequently he comes up in our Discord server where you can join for how much is it? $1 a month? I don't know.
$1 month.
$1 month
Still.
Okay, cool. This is Poison. This is Talk Dirty to Me. It's really funny to me that this cover version, I did not realize, is it's a cover version, but they got 2007 Bret Michaels on vocals. I assume just because he didn't want to him and the Poison guys had beef, and they were just feuding, but he was like, I want my likeness in a video game. This is where I think we get to the point of staring into the jaws of hell with the Bret Michaels model. He looks like a character model in a Wii party game shovelware thing. He looks like he belongs in the fucking Wii adaptation of the TV stunt game show Wipeout, which I owned as a kid.
He looks closer to Eminem as Bret Michaels in that one video versus Bret Michaels himself.
Yeah, he looks nothing like Bret Michaels.
Bret Michaels is a background character in the Resident Evil 4 port for Wii, where you kind of getting closer to you, but they aren't really fully drawn yet. And then he's gonna get closer. He's gonna yell "Un Porto Zero" as he tries to throw something at you.
Yeah, every time he pops up, he doesn't look fully rendered here. Okay, I gotta talk about this. I've kind of done a horseshoe theory song from being I can't fucking stand Poison to earlier today being I think this song is fucking awesome. I think this song is great. This is my brain off mode where I'm I don't. Sometimes I like the dumb hair metal stupid sex songs and this is fun. It's got a nice riff to it. Are these gang vocals? I don't know. They kind of are just gang vocals.
One man gang.
Yeah. What did I say in chat? Is the Talk Dirty to Me vocals, gang vocals, the greatest topic in the history of informed history, et cetera.
Double tracked, but then some of them have delay on it, so it kind of sounds like some of it's far away, but then not real. It is very weird.
I really like this minor chord here, right there.
Yeah.
I think it's just a well-constructed pop song. It's people are Poison suck. They're the worst hair metal band. And I'm I have bad news for you about all of them. Poison were just the ones that were the most, they're the poppiest. So it's I'm okay with it,
Yeah. No, watching Decline of Western Civilization Part 2 convinced me that all hair metal bands are evil and should be struck off the face of the earth. But also I'm I can't lie. Sometimes some of their songs breach me, and I'm the public kind of got it right with this song specifically. I'm I can see why this was a thing. I can see why people took this.
I won't defend Unskinny
I think
Bob,
the main
but I'll
thing
defend
that
this
makes Poison able to sort of rise above that is that they never tried to not pretend that they were evil monsters, their songs are look, we're pretty bad guys and we want to do some sleazy stuff. It's not like they were selling us parasocial relationships about how great people they were. No, they were we're the guys who made an album called Open Up and Say Ah, There's not a lot of subtlety there.
And that's why they drew the character model that way. I do feel the line between this and 2000 pop punk is razor thin in terms of song composition. Sure. It's very just changed some of the production basically. It basically is something you can hear in a Hot Topic.
Yeah.
For better or worse. It's I don't even hate it. It just does nothing for me. I feel nothing, just absolutely nothing.
Maddie,
I felt that way when I played it too.
Maddie, can we go to the Bret Michaels web shop real quick?
Oh no! Oh no!
I just want to look at some of his candles.
Okay, let's see. Merchandise. Here we go.
Oh god!
Bret Michaels merchandise. All right.
This web design.
Okay, I actually need one of these shirts immediately.
Music is the soundtrack to my everyday life. It excites me. It ignites me, and it heals me. It is my soul fire. Bret Michaels. Dude's rock, honestly, yeah.
I love that he's still rocking that facial hair. Like, I hope he never, like, I hope he gets to be like 80 years old.
I'm so glad they're not going to DDoS the Bret Michaels official store.
Yeah,
Bret Michaels, like,
You just gotta
mystery
protect
box.
Bret Michaels, before people could make the like yassified edits of people, like photoshopped, like Bret Michaels is pre-yassified, you know, like he already looks like he's been airbrushed, just like in real life.
Maddie, would you like to tell the public what we've pulled up here?
All right, we pulled up a Bret Michaels candle. It's graphic design is my passion ass design.
Oh yeah,
Bret Michaels Party Gras. The picture of this can, it looks like it's Bret's cum. It looks like it's his cum.
I love that the image of himself that he's chosen seems like it got like vertically or like squished, like like horizontally squished, I should say. He's like he got narrowed in.
It's kind of like those like a 2007 YouTube video.
Yeah,
because I think I've told this on the podcast before, but I just assumed that like British TV was just like that growing up, that like they just had it all squished. And then realized like,
the
oh
British
no, that's just like YouTube
that?
compression.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just how their TV is, I guess. Like, all right, like that's a solution, sure.
Unbroken candle, medium jar, almost gone.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Are they
What is this
Okay,
one?
this looks like even more like cum.
Oh my god!
On broken wings, I've learned to fly, and from the ashes I shall rise. With a Microsoft Word art unbroken underneath.
He's so awesome.
You know,
Can we see
listen,
what's
he's just trying to
under
share
Bret
that with the world.
Bret rewards in the top right.
I really like that this like looks like a Guitar Tabs website.
This looks like one of the
He knows
forums
the
I was on in
audience.
like 2012.
All right. So if you make a purchase at shopbretmichaels.com, you get rewarded. So League Standard Rewards program, earn 2 points for every $1 spent on merchandise, including collectibles, apparel, books, candles, and more. Points awarded prior to adding any shipping, handling, or taxes. So hey, it's not going to go there. And you can redeem your points when you reach a minimum of 50 points. Okay, so like if you get something that's $25, then you get 50 points. I believe. I think I've got the math there correct.
Well,
Although what is the from there, like what would be like the points to like dollar conversion rate? Because I assume it's not going to be like, I assume if you have 50 points, that's not going to equal $25 when you actually redeem them.
Can I ask you to scroll down to the terms there really quick a little further?
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in this.
I like that the points expire after 730 days. It's a really specific amount of time.
Well, is that 2 years?
That's about 2 years.
Yeah.
But like saying it that way is really like I'm wondering if there was an incident that prompted this specification, like a Punch Drunk Love kind of thing, where someone like found a loophole and racked up too many Bret Michaels points.
Yeah.
Sorry, and like just like got the rights to his like truck or something like that. I don't know.
I have a sequel
bandanas.
idea for Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah. The American dollar is collapsing. You must convert to Bret Michaels rewards. Can we click on the,
what's the
category
conversion rate?
This diabetes awareness, please?
Oh my god!
It's on the left. It's on the left. Go down.
Okay.
Go down on the left.
Okay. All
It's
right.
the last one.
So there we go. The very bottom. Yeah, that's not very aware putting it at the very bottom. Well, here we go. We have the no
survive.
Is Bret doing this because he's diabetic?
I say
He
it
is
does seem like
diabetic. Hold on.
It does seem like he
damn it,
might
I have
actually
to
be
get my
diabetic,
other Bret
yeah.
Michaels shirt. I'll be right back.
Oh no!
Is it?
Joe.
Oh no! Is it?
Good for him for taking a stance on diabetes. You know, it's like it's
Guess what? If you want to tell people you have diabetes, you're also a Bret Michaels fan.
There are so
You're
many
in luck.
Bret Michaels wormholes we could go down. We've probably got to cut it at some point. However,
we need to
Yeah.
save some of
I
them
also-
for. We have another Bret Michaels song. I will say coming up in 2 episodes.
I
so
will
we have
say-
we have
Oh, God.
way
I
more
do
Bret
want
Michaels
to remind
content.
everyone, in case we want to do this, Bret Michaels was on The Masked Singer, and I feel like any time we're covering someone that's been on The Masked Singer, I feel a duty.
We do need to.
Hold on, let me
Yeah.
find.
I will say. While Jackie's pulling this up, I'm going to say that my last thing that I wanted to say about hell yeah. Yes, this Bret Michaels shirtless one.
Wait, no. We have the conversion rate. We have Bret. Bret rewards to purchase. Okay, so you get 180. Okay, so 180. Okay, so it's a pretty simple.
Yeah,
like 10 points equals $1. Okay.
Yeah,
that seems good.
That's false advertising. I'm gonna sue and then point out their Bret rewards tab.
I want to issue a correction because Gavin has shown this shirt when we talked about Nothing But a Good Time on Guitar Hero 80. So this is not the first Poison song we talked about.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that song was in that game. Bret Michaels, 56,000 injections, 113,000 blood tests and counting. Fear nothing, BretMichaels.com. It's a really good shirt.
That's an amazing shirt, and good on Mr. Michaels for
we kind of drove right past the song, which
we support
I don't
him.
really like, but I support.
The music is.
His...
I support awareness of Bret and diabetes. Poison, I could be less aware of.
Here's the thing: is that the thing that I want to get to, and that I think is actually it's a good thing we brought up Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s again, is that after like the worst of like hair metal making it into so much of like the early stretches of Guitar Hero, something like this sounds like actual joy to me in a way that like Warrant's Cherry Pie doesn't. None of the fucking hair metal covers of like 70s like radio rock, like the Radar Love cover, the Ballroom Blitz cover did. Like this is to me like the perfect like platonic ideal of like 6 out of 10 hair metal. It's like it does nothing for me. It like it exists. It is like it's like drinking a perfectly bland like grocery store brand soda. It is exactly what you want it to be.
I like store brand soda. Please don't besmirch that. Have you had a like a Mr. Fuzz or whatever? It's like it's.
Oh god, it's been ages.
Mr. Fuzz. Also, it's funny that we're talking about Bret, and we, of course, do not mention the extremely famous reality show.
There's so many.
Started.
Oh yeah.
There's so
that
many
is
Bret
more relevant to the second Bret song.
We'll hold off there.
The second Bret song is the theme song to that show.
There's also a movie that
we should move on. We should move on to a song that we're not going to talk about.
Oh,
sorry. We should move on.
Yeah.
We've
I'm
got
for this
more
one.
things to talk about, and we've got
this is true.
More is this a song? Is this actually a song?
Listen, I feel like it's a deconstruction of the elements of the song in the way that like
it's experimental, it's avant-garde. If you don't get it, maybe you just haven't opened your mind
it's
enough.
An immersive experience that transports you directly to a guitar set.
Yeah. Thurston Moore making weird noises on guitar, also sweet. Tom Morello making weird noises on guitar, hello human resources.
Actually, though, this is the guitar battle with Tom Morello. So as I mentioned, there are a few of these that pop up in the game where the likeness of a person whose song you're about to play for an encore pops up. You fight them in a battle, you go back and forth, you get power-ups, you use the power-ups on the other person to make them fail, that's it. The Tom Morello one is one of the most insane things I've ever heard. I think I've doubled back around to being like, this is actually kind of awesome in a weird, bizarre way.
Yeah.
It is like far and away the guitar battle I think about the most, for better and worse. Just because like it's just Tom Morello making weird ass noises with all of the different like effects and like just like weird things he does with his guitar, and it's like it doesn't resemble an actual song. I think that the more it resembles an actual song, like in this part where it's just like the full band arrangement, the worse it gets. I think it's better the more like just out there and like up its own ass it gets.
Yeah, it feels like it's the only one that actually feels like, okay, I guess this makes sense as a boss battle. Like there's not much else going on to it.
As a
this is the only like memorable one. I guess I would say.
I'll say.
I mean, when he does like when he does the wah wah pedal thing where he makes guitar sound like DJ scratching, like that's never not gonna make me a little happy. Like as
awesome.
silly as Tom Morello is, as bad as his solo music is, he can shred. No one can take that away from him.
Listen. Tom Morello has so much goodwill in my heart that he can put out entire albums that sound like this.
Donald, are you familiar with Dangerous Truths?
I just became familiar with it moments before this, thanks to you. which was really cool. 'Cause I was hoping he'd leap into a System of a Down cover with that one, but which
Let's try to about my press on.
it's, though I mean, how often does he do
stopped
those?
doing that. I think that was like the last one he did, but he did like 5 of. I was looking through his Instagram, and he started doing folk music Fridays instead, which is much less fun. I prefer Dangerous Truths.
Yeah.
I
That
love
rocks
this bit
though.
of
He's
the
fun.
battle.
Yeah.
This just doing scales.
This I remember the first time I was like, this is pretty fun, and then I'm like,
It's
enough of this.
yeah.
I will say, this is a good segue for like one thing I do like a lot about this game is the physical controller itself is so
true.
good. Like,
Yeah.
it's by far the best feeling of the fake guitars of any of these games, and that whammy bar is so much fun to use, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm an explorer head through and through, but I can't lie that the like wireless 360 controller I had, aside from like the connectivity issues on like the neck, was like the shit. That was the one I used the most growing up. That is the one I have the most familiarity with.
Wait, hang on. Hold on. We just Tom Morello just did the stanky leg. Hold on. Yeah, he's doing the stanky leg.
Oh, he's hitting it too.
Sorry, visual bed and audio podcast. But if you find a video,
But we can keep talking about Tom Morello because,
Yeah.
as I mentioned, once you beat the guitar battle, what follows is an encore with the artist who you just played. So this is Bulls on Parade, Rage Against the Machine. Second time we've talked about Rage Against the Machine after the infamous Killing It in the Name cover that's in Guitar Hero
Oh
2,
my
which is
God.
one of the funniest censorship jobs I've ever heard. But I think this is an appropriate time because I don't really have anything to say about Bulls on Parade. It's a good song, all like Golden Age Rage Against the Machine is, and it's like kind of just like a Rage Against the Machine in general is just like one of those things where it's like it's such a like bizarre blessing that a band like them like became as big as they did, like given how uncompromising they are. Forget that. I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the time I saw Tom Morello live. Back in 2018, I went to this showcase that independent record label Mom and Pop put on in it was at Brooklyn Steel, and it was a like 7-band bill that was mostly like they had structured it as such that it was like supposed to be their like biggest bands, and so it was like the headliners included like Courtney Barnett, Sleigh Bells, and then somewhere in the middle there was Tom Morello, who was there mostly for his contemporary music. I later learned when I went there that it was less of an actual like concert and more of just kind of like a weird vanity industry show that they also just sold to the public for some reason. Bands played as many as few as 3 songs and as many as 7 songs. So I drove 4 hours for that. My favorite example of this being Tom Morello's set. So he comes out just before his set to play a song with Sleigh Bells. He plays Bitter Rivals with them. I went back and went to that video, and it's mostly just him just like doing his guitar stuff at the very end, and it doesn't even sound particularly great. Then he comes out and does a set of his own. The set includes 2 songs. It is Battle Sirens, a song from his more recent stuff, which had a lot of like wub wub dubstep drops along with his guitar sounds. And then he did a cover of Ghost of Tom Joad, which he famously played on with Bruce Springsteen. And then he left. That was it. That was his entire set.
You know,
And I think about it to this day because I'm like, what compels you? Like, what must the paycheck have been like that you show up for like 2 songs, 3 songs, if we're counting another band's set, and then just completely fuck off.
honestly, that kind of rules. I also have a Tom Morello story that I might chicken out on this one and ask for it to be taken out, but I'm leaning towards no. So I used to work for Michael Moore's podcast as an associate producer for that. And one of the guests, of course, is their buds, is Tom Morello at one point. And, you know, it's appropriate that I was late to today's recording. You know, spoiling that for everybody back home who thought I was a punctual guest. Because Tom Morello was late to that recording because he was at his mom's house and locked himself out in the yard and recorded the entire episode on his laptop in his mom's yard, which I thought was very sweet, actually.
That
That
rules.
is awesome.
Okay. I'm back to pro Tom Morello after that.
Yeah.
I only have one more thing I want to say about
Yeah.
Tom Morello, and I'm just going to post this video real quick in the Discord chat. Matt, if you could pull this up, because In addition to Dangerous Truth, Tom Morello will just do these videos where apparently part of his practice routine is he'll just jam on whatever's on the radio. And when I tell you that this is just more technically proficient Ricky Republican, I am not exaggerating. It is so funny how like not in the songs he is in these jamming videos. Just watch this one.
Tell your girl to bring a friend. Oh, Lord, boy. Tell them bring your love around. So stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh, God. Good Lord.
This rocks. This is how you should live your life if you're famous. This is the only thing you should ever do. Just do this all day, like do this and like advocate for like left-wing causes. That's a good life lived there. Honestly,
another one.
That rules.
This needs to be in whenever they do another Guitar Hero. That needs to be it. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no.
Oh god.
I'm scared of this one. It's like he thinks he's playing along to a Cream song.
Chaperone is drowning.
It sounds
in
like
this
he's trying to do
version.
the riff from like Game of Love by Michelle Branch and Santana.
Oh my god.
I feel like that anecdote about Thomas Pynchon going to The Simpsons, because like I want to laugh at this because it is objectively very funny. But it's like when Thomas Pynchon I told the Simpsons writers I could never make fun of Homer Simpson. He's my idol. It's like he's my hero. It's like this is really stupid. He's Tom Morello.
It's so awesome.
Maddie, do you want to pull up what I sent you? I sent a secret video to Maddie alone. This is a song. This is what came up when I was looking at trying to find footage of that Tom Morello set I mentioned. Is this video was the top results?
This is Tom Morello. Can you guess this song? Hey, this is Tom Morello. Can you guess this song?
No.
Take Me Up by Franz Ferdinand.
Maybe.
Rumble.
I
by
will say
Lee Gray.
to speak positively about Tom Morello for a second, which we are, but more
ripping him a little bit.
It's pretty awesome that he got a guitar that said "Arm the Homeless" into like a video game meant for children.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
No, that stood out to me as a 13-year-old was like being like, whoa, this guy looks cool. Which is more than I could say of like, even as a kid, I was like, Slash is just the idea of cool to me. Like, I don't necessarily like look at Slash and I'm like, this is like the cool guy. I like look at Tom Morello with that guitar and I'm like, this seems like something that like an actual person with like a punk attitude would do.
Yeah. I do remember the first time I saw the guitar, I'm like, this is a literal.
Yeah,
cool.
he
Yeah.
We make fun of Dangerous Truths, but Dangerous Truths is him in a microcosm because it's like everything that is lame about it is also what is cool about it. Like you can't separate like him doing cool stuff from the Eric Andre-esque delivery of the video.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's watch a Dangerous Truth real quick.
Thank you.
Right now.
Hell yeah.
I'm Tom Morello. This is Dangerous Truths, Part 5. The world's largest mental health facility is the United States prison system.
He's perfect.
Yeah,
He rocks.
I that's the thing is I would not change a single goddamn thing about Tom Morello.
No,
like he's like one of the most like beautiful minds that we have in rock music, and I'm glad that he existed. I'm glad that he had the platform that he did in these games. Net good.
I will say, Eric Andre and Tom Morello, with Eric Andre doing the Zach De La Rocha parts, that's a good idea there. I feel like that's something that has to. Somebody's got to make that happen.
I would pay to see it. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cool that they picked him and that he was like the first, I guess, guest in the game. Like, it could have been any shithead, It could have been fucking Papa Roach or some shit,
Yeah.
Or maybe some guitarist whose name, is a single word that starts with an S. It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably somebody that comes to mind like sooner if we're thinking about like the like boomer rock contingency. But we should keep things moving.
Yes.
Before we move further on, I forgot to do the thing that I did all last season and like briefly run through the songs that we skipped because we're skipping a lot of songs here and we kind of have to.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has anything to say about like Hit Me With Your Best Shot or like sorry, Gavin, Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss is like the most predictable like song.
I
Before
have
we
one
move
to
out-
say, which is it's inferior to its inclusion in Tony Hawk's Underground. It's
That's true. Yes, that is
That's
absolutely true.
I would like to point out, because I cut it and then earlier today was like, why did I cut this? Story of My Life by Social Distortion, which is one of the funniest covers in this game.
Yeah.
That sounds like the like particular voice that the I think that's WaveGroup is the one who are doing it, is just life goes by so fast. It's just it's unbearable, and it's like 6 minutes long. Bad.
Sinus infection punk.
Yeah. This entire set, we've got like songs that exist only in like classic rock heads brain. So we have Mississippi Queen, Mountain, School's Out, Alice Cooper, which I refused to do because I said my piece on Alice Cooper last time. Sunshine of Your Love, Cream, which I like have come around to as like, damn it, this is an actual like good fun song to play, but I hate Eric Clapton with all my goddamn heart. Barracuda, Heart, again, like all the songs that you
Barracuda rules. Sorry, Barracuda was one of my favorites when I played this one. I love playing this one. Honestly,
here's the thing:
up and down strum for the nice little, nice rhythm to it.
Barracuda rules, Heart rules. I will not hear any Heart slander on this podcast, but it is also just one of those songs where it's like, yeah, it's Barracuda by Heart. And one more thing before we move on, because I can't believe I forgot to say this when we were talking about Bret Michaels in general. Gavin, did you know that Bret Michaels is actually console locked?
Yeah, you can't play as him in the Wii.
You can't play as him in the Wii.
That's why I was like, it was something I was not even aware of the character model until like revisiting it on YouTube late at night, basically.
Yeah. I to be fair, he's also not in the PS2 version apparently, and so I'm like, what was it about Bret Michaels that like he was
sex appeal? Too much sex appeal.
I mean, he's part of the Halo extended universe.
The model was too powerful for those lower pixel resolutions. Truly. On that note, let's move into the third tier of the game. I cut When You Were Young by the Killers because that was Gavin and I had a little bit of a I cut a song from here and then put it back in, and then in order to compensate, I got rid of When You Were Young, which I believe Gavin is not a fan of, if I remember correctly.
We talked about on the Butt Rock number ones anyway.
We did talk about it on the Butt Rock number ones.
We also talked about this song too, but
did we talk about this song?
We didn't talk about this one on the Butt Rock number ones, but I think maybe I made a request.
This is a slapper for sure.
Potentially.
Yeah, I was never an AFI kid, but like
Same.
this is iconic to me. I like heard this coming back on and like on this playlist and was like, yeah, no, this is just like this is one of those songs that like you hear when it comes out if you're like a certain age and you just like internalize entirely.
Yeah, no, it rips. It's like, yeah, again, I also was not surprisingly not a big AFI person. You'd think I would have been, but it, just like bounced off me. But no, this is undeniable song. It's just pretty cool. And this is one that like the game actually made me appreciate. I was kind of like ambivalent on it just conceptually beforehand. I'm like, oh no, this is really fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This to me was always the song that like if your friend came over and played your Guitar Hero, they would pick. But I would never pick it. I've never been the third time someone says this episode. I've never been a big AFI person. I don't know. This was never one I would pick. It's fine.
This is just one of those songs where it's like, if you wanted to seem like cool to all the like alt rock kids in your middle school, this is the song that you would pick. Is like essentially my feelings about this one. It's like this, or you do a certain bonus song that I will not say by name, because if I start talking about it, I won't start talking about it.
Yeah, I know the exact one, and this is a lesser version of that.
I feel like this is where the slight age difference comes into play, because by the time I was playing this, it was not as much like a big gathering thing, but like like with one or two people kind of thing for me, basically. Like on slower days after school, basically. So it was like there was much less of that kind of thing for me, and much more like doing very stupid stuff. In terms of like what was possible, like lots of trying some of the harder stuff.
I like when they get slow with it. I think this is like a weirdly good song for a band. I agree is not a good. It's one of those like a band just sort of catches lightning in a bottle things. It also reminds me a lot of Muse, which I think is because we talked about Muse before this podcast, but like this is basically just pop punk Knights of Sidonia, you know? Like it's a very similar sort of.
I mean, Knights of Sidonia has the thing where it like goes into a completely different.
You know what
song
I
at
mean,
the
though.
halfway
The like
point,
chugga
and
chugga
it's like,
chugga like builds up to it. Has a very there's a very Matt Bellamy thing in the vocals. I think I don't know.
This maybe it's because I was listening to a lot of the lad rock that's in the bonus songs, but this is like to me the most California version of trying to do like 2000s.
I guess that makes
possible.
sense. I could sort of see that.
Yeah,
there's
a bit of a Bay Area punk
before
feel,
this was like a skate punk band,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. Obviously, like maybe their most famous song aside from this one is the one that's in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Maybe there's another one. I don't know. There's Mr. Akinteria. Like it's weird. They went from like skate punk to like pure goth rock.
Yeah, they had Chelsea Wolfe and Choir Boy opening for their like Sing the Sorrow like anniversary tour.
Oh, that's wild.
Which is wild.
Also, shouts out to CM Punk as always because he's got one of his famous theme songs was AFI, and I think maybe in terms of my peak as a wrestling fan as an adult, maybe when he did the entrance against MJF where he brought back the AFI song as his theme, which was and he had the fucking basketball show. It was sick. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. I love this song. It's one of my favorite songs of the 2000s, in my opinion. I talked about it on the Bloc number ones. Love the song then, still love it now. Also, it's just funny. I think we were talking about this last week. I can't remember if it was on the podcast or not, if it was like a pre-record thing. But it's so funny to compare like what they looked like during this time to what they look like now. Like they have so many weird, distinct eras of like what they look like at times.
Which is
like
awesome.
Right now,
all bands
this is
should
what
be
they
like
look
that.
like. Just like normal dudes. And then this, like the emo stuff, it's bizarre.
The scene did a lot to people. Like truly, it changed people. I love the fact that the stage
I was
name
about to say.
that the frontman went by is Davey Havoc. Like if you're gonna be melodramatic, you better pick a fun one. And like that's
my favorite bit of research I found when I just was quickly looking at the song is that like the singer says basically that like the hook of this song just came as like a scratch lyric. He was just like, hey, what if I did a song, hey, Miss Murder, can I? Like he didn't have an idea, he didn't have a story, but then like several popular theories speculate that this song is about Satan's fall from grace or the Oscar Wilde novel The Picture of Dorian Gray, or it's like no dog. He was not thinking about any of that stuff. He was just like, what if there was a hot goth girl named Miss Murder and what can I?
And he wanted to hit. Yeah.
It's literally Hot for Teacher 20 years later.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. We're really laying on the foreshadowing on thick this episode with everything that's to come, aren't we?
Yes.
Do we want to move on? Does anyone else have anything to say with AFI?
Yeah.
I want to, before we move on to the next one, Maddie, can you, we're not talking about it in full, can you pull up like the first 30 seconds of the vocals to the cover of The Seeker that is in this game?
Yes.
This
is what I think
we
when I
can't
think of
talk
the
about this
covers. Yeah,
in full, but like this is maybe one of the most atrocious covers in the game.
Maybe ever, just period, honestly.
Okay,
yeah.
do I have the correct one here?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I
love the loading guy, by the way.
The little loaded guy is a great feature of the design of this game. I can't last long talking about this one just because it's also like it's a mid-tier Who song anyway.
Yeah.
And we I don't really have a lot to say, but I need the listeners at home to know my insanity when I'm talking about the vocals here.
The drummer NPC in this game looks like
Oh, he sounds
just
good.
gotta say that.
He sounds like the adult singer from the first Kids Bop album on the like all those small things cover.
The Tom Sharpling one.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is Roger Daltrey.
Yeah.
God.
Okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Cut it.
He's
Cut
not
it.
able to
Yeah,
stand.
alright.
It feels like like karaoke grade practically. Like it's literally just
Yes.
like he's struggling to finish the notes. It's pretty rough. It's
But anyway, let's go back to, if we're talking about, this is kind of the tier where there's a lot of like we talked about kind of when we were doing Guitar Hero 2, like how they used a lot of like bands that were like, these are the bands of now, to like put them next to the like the bands that are known for like 20-30 years of like rock classics. And they made the right call on the Killers. I'm gonna say they made the right call on AFI. Priestess is a weird one.
Great Value Wolf Mother.
Kind of, yeah. Priestess is such an interesting band, and I kind of like. First of all, you don't see many like Montreal bands show up in Guitar Hero.
Put Wolf Parade in here,
did you know
please.
that Priestess started as a Frank Zappa appreciation band, which is insane to me.
That tracks. It's in that it's fine.
But I kind of like re-listening to this. I kind of want to go back to their the album that this is from, Hello Master, because like I remember somebody else, somebody who like someone who I think was like, this is telling on myself, Channel Awesome Associated, like talking about how good this album was like back in the day, and specifically the song Time Will Cut You Down, and I just like have vivid memories of that song. And so now I'm like, how much of this is going to sound like a 2006 time capsule in the specific way that this song does?
I just feel bad for these guys, because like if they had just waited, this is Greta Van Fleet, right? Like they just picked the wrong time to do their thing, to cash in on the nostalgia. That people weren't ready for. Like these guys could have been the Darkness or Greta Van Fleet or whoever. Like it's very in that zone of like, it's really dumb, but it's kind of dumb in a harmless way.
Jackie, I think you missed a lot of our external discussion on these types of bands, but like that market was so oversaturated, and they were all in Guitar Hero, fucking Airborne, fucking Hush Puppies. Like I don't think Priestess was gonna make it in any era except for maybe like 1970. If they were around with Foghat, they might have made it.
It's interesting you say like the moment that they're in, because I feel like if they had come up even just like 3 years prior, they could have cashed in on the wave of like the Queens of the Stone Age, the Jet like influx. I think they came at like just the like right moment too late to like really kind of land anything. I also want to.
I don't think it was ever. What was that one band? The guys in Off Now. They were in the first guitar. Like it was too oversaturated to be doing this type of thing.
I do want to mention that the Pitchfork review of this was written by Tom Bryhan, and specifically uses some bands as touchstones. Black Sabbath, yeah. Motorhead, yeah, can kind of see it. Also Ted Nugent, speaking of foreshadowing in the scariest way possible. But yeah, I don't know. This song is just like, this is one of those ones where it like smooths my brain in such a way where it like just sails right overhead it. Like it
I don't
does not
dislike
really
it.
register at all. No, it's like perfectly listenable and fine, but it also is just like, it goes in one ear and out the other, which is partially why I left it off, as I was like, yeah, this song from this band that we all clearly remember. And like listening back to it, I was like, maybe I'll find something that I like about this more so than I like thought. But it's just, I don't know, it does all the predictable moves that you think it does. Like the only interesting thing about it is like the tone in the solo, like taking on like that like smoother tone instead of something that's like rougher and more distorted. But like other than that, it's just like, I don't know, what is there to like latch onto? What is there?
They do their Green album solo in this. They just play the melody.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a pastiche.
I respect it more than playing like some shitty like blues type deal, like which is what Airborne or Wolf Mother would have done. You know, I don't know.
I will say they don't overdo it like Airborne does in the song that we'll talk about several episodes from now.
Yeah, I mean, if like, and this is not even intended as a dig necessarily. Like again, it's perfectly fine. But if you told me this song was commissioned for this game, I would have believed you
for sure.
definitely feels like one of those ones where it's like, especially when we get to some of the bonus songs, I'm like, this made the main set list, but some of the bonus songs like somehow.
I think that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, it feels no more or less interesting than a lot of those, but I think we should move on. We've got some more.
Let's lay this one down.
Let's lay this one down. Let's put it to rest.
Oh Jesus, never mind.
Oh Jesus, I forgot what's next because I'm looking at the fucking solo set and not the co-op one.
I just want to say something real quick. As first of all, I think that the Red Hot Chili Peppers have been set up by this podcast. We are always talking about like D tier Red Hot Chili Peppers songs, and everyone's like, "Oh man, this band sucks." It's like, yeah, because we're talking about "Suck My Kiss," which is a bad song, but like, they've got better ones. Like I don't think this is a good place for us to have the debate because I don't think this is them at their strongest.
No.
Here's the thing: is so I'm going to proceed this by saying we've kind of gotten past the point. This is, as mentioned, this is the first Guitar Hero game where you could do co-op and like have a bass section. So there's an entire separate campaign. So I didn't bring this up. So there are songs that we skipped. We skipped Sabotage by Beastie Boys. We skipped Reptilia by The Strokes, which is super overcharted in this game, I should say.
Yeah.
But the third set, in solo, your encore is Painted Black by the Rolling Stones, which like was such a huge like get because like it was a master recording of the Rolling Stones, like the first of those kinds in this kind of rhythm game. In co-op, it's Suck My Kiss by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I kind of almost deluded myself into thinking that this is a good song when I re-listened to it today, because it's like I hear the verse and it kind of sounds like almost kind of like it almost kind of has like a beatdown energy to it, where you're just kind of like you're like skulking around the stage and you're like, oh yeah, like this bass line, you can like see like people getting hyped to it, and then as soon as the chorus hits and you hear Anthony Kiedis say those words, I'm just like, this is like one of the nastiest songs I've heard in my life, and I want to like shove.
To be fair, you were previously praising Bret Michaels' "Talk Dirty" to me, so I don't think the prude routine is the critique we should.
Well, Bret Michaels.
If Bret Michaels was getting funky with it, we'd be saying completely different stuff.
Here's the thing, Jackie is California pilled, and we cannot discount this.
It is, but here's the thing, and Lily will back me up on this. I was talking to Lily the other day because I've gotten her into Bandsplain finally, and she was like, "You always would tell me that you're a moderate on Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I never believed you until I listened to Yassi Sawa talk about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then finally Lily understood what I've been saying this whole time, which is that I am a moderate apologist for this band. Like, I really am not that extreme compared to the people that are like, they've never done anything wrong, all their music is good unironically. Like, I'm taking a reasonable centrist position by saying they've got some jams, alright? I'm not crazy.
Here's the thing.
I think it's
Donald, you should go.
I think it's undeniable. I've had like a big Chili Peppers kit recently. Like I don't think they're any better than I thought they were. Like I still think they're like my partner has made a comparison where like they're the Doors of the '90s. They're extremely technically skilled and the dumbest people alive in some respects. But like in terms of like lyrical 100%. Content. But like it's but like the Doors, like this kind of goes though is the thing. It's like here's the thing. This is a bad song. Like it's a bad song. Like, not even like getting into like the like skeeviness or whatever. It just like is all over the place of the song. Like it just doesn't really make sense, you know. But at the same time, like it's this kind of guttural quality where it's like, yeah, I can't like help myself. I'm just saying, it's just like this like MK Ultra activation thing for me. It's like I am immediately like a really dumb teenager again listening to this, and I sorry, it's got me.
Here's the thing that I want to say to counter to Jackie's point is that I think for me it's all a matter of the depiction of the positioning of the ways in which you render the dirty sentiments. Whereas like obviously like Bret Michaels' Poison, Talk Dirty to Me happens in such a way where it's like obviously there's no innuendo. It's very direct. It's Talk Dirty to Me. We'll do it in the bushes behind the old man's. It's all these like places in which he's describing wanting to have sex with this woman. But the thing is, I just have like just a visceral like repulsive reaction to like hearing the phrase.
It's
"Suck
pretty
my
bad.
kiss,"
I'm
which is
not
just
gonna
like
not gonna lie. Although I like a lot of the Ketis like golden retriever brains. This just isn't the best. Like Can't Stop is a better version of that. I think that Give It Away Now is a better version of him in this mode. Like
that's the thing is I think there are songs on this album that are like a lot better at doing what this song
fully.
does than this one.
It's
Like
the
I
literal
think
worst song on the album.
Yeah, like of like the Blood Sugar Sex Magic stuff, I feel like what you're saying is like Give It Away like does this a lot better. Like even just like I like Sir Psycho Sexy is just really wild with it too, like obviously, and that's one that's just like very transparently like right up against like pushing the Ketisisms to their fullest potential.
This is a
Also,
bad Shanti song. Like it's not like they picked this because there's like, oh, you got Flea on bass and Frusciante on guitar. That's like an iconic sort of duo. But then they pick a song that like does not show off anything that's good about John Frusciante at all.
Nothing happens in this song.
Exactly. And that's like the thing, like Give It Away specifically, like that would be perfect for the co-op campaign. That's like the guitar part, you know, where it's like really get things like that would work much better.
I would have even taken Humpty Bump over this. I mean, come on. Humpty Bump is good.
No, that's a bridge too far.
A lot this week for reasons that I can't.
I grew up on Humpty Bump. I saw the Humpty
me.
Bump video on VH1 every fucking day for the year 2006, and I think
I'm
this is a bridge
recycling
too
a joke
far.
here from my Blue Sky account. You can go follow me there, but I need to go back in time to Weird Al circa 2006 and get him to do a Forrest Gump parody called Gumpty Gump. I think that would be really great. Gumpty Gump.
He needs to do another Forrest Gump song.
He can still do it.
10 years
Why
after
not?
the movie came out.
The well is rich.
That's exactly.
Mind if
It's
it's
about
worth?
Forrest Gump 2, the novel that they never made into a movie, where he.
Yeah.
You mean the Forrest Gump 2 movie that they do in John Waters' Cecil
There's
B.
a
Demented?
real Forrest Gump sequel book where he's like in the back of the car with OJ. And
I know.
all that stuff. It's great. He should have done a Red Hot Chili Peppers parody about that called Gumpty Gump. You gotta. Anyways, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are an important thing in the ecosystem. There are like you're saying with the Doors. It's like there are so many worse kinds of music that the kind of person that likes Red Hot Chili Peppers could be into, and it's like a playpen for them. You know, it's a playpen for dumb guys. Yeah. And I just think that we started off talking about this band on this podcast with Dark Necessities and the Adventures of Rain Dance Maggie, and I think that's just really not giving them a fair shake, you know?
That is setting the tone really, really poorly, I will say.
Yeah, Mother's Milk, incredible albums still to this day.
I can't get on with it. I recently went through and I was like, what are my 15 least favorite songs of all time? Not including like Yak Nasty or people we've talked about on this podcast who like don't deserve it, or even though we make the argument all the time that these people should be considered on those lists. I was just like, what is the worst song I've ever listened to? And this song is number 2. I fucking I hate this. The only Nashville Cats by the Lovin' Spoonful can top this song. I think it's interesting on this podcast because we have North America, me in Texas, and then we have both coasts represented here. It's honestly beautiful, and I'm very firmly on the little political compass, anti Chili Peppers in all their forms. Like I can't do it. Like the Talk Dirty to Me comparison was interesting to me because it's like with Brett, it's kind of like a cheeky high school thing. Like, oh, he's taking you in his dad's car behind the bushes. It's like, imagine young, cute Brett Michaels winking at you and trying to fuck you in his dad's car. It's not great, but you'd probably do it. Versus Anthony Kiedis, like John Lennon walking up to you with a funky bass line behind him. And it's like, I would spray him with bear mace, like if he got anywhere near me or in my family, to be quite honest. I've stand your ground laws when Anthony Kiedis comes by. Even like 1990 Anthony Kiedis, before we knew he was a creep. Like nothing about this band appeals to me. Even like I think what it boils down to is Jackie feels the way about Fish that I do about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I just can't accept them for what
fair.
They are. And I can accept Fish for what they are. I cannot accept them.
Yeah.
The big difference is that
the
fish
worst.
are bad and red chili peppers are good. Is the big thing.
I can't disagree. I certainly feel that way, but yeah, no. I also understand it. There are bands that I love and I don't get the people that are like this. I can't tell you really need to give Sir Psycho Sexy another chance, you know? Like, I understand where you're coming from.
I do think that
I like the song, by the way. I should say I like the song.
You're so fucked up. You're so
the
fucked
flea.
up.
I feel like what to get Jed to have like it didn't work time wise, but imagine if instead they put Flea's national anthem in here instead for a thing.
Hold on, let me pull that up.
Oh my god,
it's one of my favorite things ever recorded. Maybe
didn't Chad Smith also play it on drums at some point?
Oh, that rules.
Like Anthony Kiedis is skeezy, but Flea's vibes are so good that it fully counterbalances.
Flea rules.
One of the greatest.
I can't. It does not counterbalance. It does
Flea's
not
awesome.
counterbalance. I like Flea. It does not counterbalance.
And this is a someone made an edit of this to add some reverb and some crowd ambience to make it sound a little less awkward.
I really like the lyrics they got here on screen.
Yeah.
Just in case you forgot.
Your karaoke.
Doing the national anthem and karaoke would be a really good bit.
Also, the shirt is sick.
Yeah, the shirt
is so sick.
The bass is awesome. I'm not even a Lakers fan. The bass is awesome.
This should be like a boss battle with Flea.
Yeah.
But
you have to play guitar. You have to play guitar against his bass. That's a better concept. Because then it's an actual song.
Yeah, get on Neversoft. How did you miss this easy opportunity? This is actually not actually kind of foreshadowing for some of the things that we'll talk about in Guitar Hero 3 bonus songs and DLC episode.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to cover it, but did you know that the Top Gun theme is one of the bonus songs that you could, or the DLC that you could get for Guitar Hero 3? I had this as a kid. Before I ever saw Top Gun, I was playing the Top Gun theme.
That kind of rules, honestly.
Is it not Danger Zone? Is it just like a...
No, it's the one that's do.
Oh. All right, let's move on. I think
we got to move on. We're into tier 4. We got some more.
Some good fucking food. It's
rock classics. Yeah, this is. I said in chat. This is basically after eating willingly eating a handful of shit, washing it down with a nice white wine. Right now we have Sonic Youth, Cool Thing. Before this we had Black Sabbath Paranoid cover version. A version of the Sex Pistols, Anarchy in the UK, that they re-recorded in the year 2007, which goes about as well as you think it does. I kind of like that chart, though. It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. This song rocks. This is one of my favorite songs in the game. Cool Thing by Sonic Youth taught me what feminism was when I was 13 years old. I'm firing up Guitar Hero 3 for the first time in my life. Little closeted thinks she's a boy that she is. And I'm just hearing Kim Gordon go on about white male corporate oppression, and I'm like, whoa, this is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. Which is really funny because before I started writing my book, I didn't really ever end up getting into Sonic Youth, and then as I've been doing it, I when I got to Goo, I was listening to this, and I was like, yeah, this is genuinely a perfect song. This is I love Goo to death. Goo is probably one of my 2 favorite Sonic Youth albums. But the place that this has as a song and the role it plays just on its own is just it's so cool, it's so emphatic, and I think is one of those songs that really sells the effortless cool that Sonic Youth could accomplish at this point in time better than almost anything else that we're doing at this era.
It's so intense with their sellout song. This is their big commercial single, and it's not just subject matter, but barely unchanged from their sound. It's just I mean, Kim Gordon is probably very short list of the coolest person ever to live, possibly. It's just I don't know. I have nothing eloquent to add other than this. Absolutely, just what a song.
I don't think I played this a lot when I played the game, and when I was listening to this today, now I've gotten into Sonic Youth more as I've gotten older in a similar way, but I kind of think that if I had played this song more in Guitar Hero 3, there's like a version of my life where I'm cooler earlier. You know what I mean? Like there was a path in the woods that diverged here in which I learned what hardcore kids be like sooner than I did.
I will say, it is really cool of them to pick a song where the most like pointed like stuff ideologically happens when you're basically just playing guitar feedback and letting a sustain ring out
Forced
for like
to listen to
15 seconds
Yeah.
and just listening to Kim Gordon talk about feminism while Chuck D is like hyping her up.
Yeah, it's sick.
I would like. I want to add, Jackie, the point that being a Sonic Youth fan as a kid would make you cool. It didn't help.
I'm sure.
Oops. When I was, when I was 13, my favorite band all time, the Beatles. Second favorite, Sonic Youth. Everyone, this is easily the most divisive Guitar Hero song, maybe ever, in regards to people who think it's good and people who think it's bad. Most of the guys who want to play like Avenged Sevenfold or whatever think it is gay and bad, and then everyone else with decent taste loves it. I do have a hot take though. I wish it wasn't in this game and they picked a different Sonic Youth song, because if this song was in any of the later games, you'd be able to play the drums on it. And fucking hell, what a missed opportunity. Because holy shit, Steve is smacking them motherfuckers back there.
What would you put in here? Like Cross the Bridge or something? Like it's...
My
Golden Heather
dumbass
could
would
be
put,
fun.
my dumbass would pick Eric's Trip.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know.
You could pick like any song that would rule. I think you could pick like literally any Sonic Youth song.
Silver Rocket.
Oh my god! Oh, that's.
We'll
yeah,
get to it, but Incinerate comes up in 6, 5? 5, yeah. And that one I think like is a really great like full band choice too. I'm trying to think about like what early ones like I would probably like pick other than this. It's honestly kind of like hard to like come up with one.
Schizophrenia,
like because
crazy.
you need one that like has like the song structure that this does. Like I think part of the reason this is a great choice is it's like a band that like has a lot of very daunting, like especially early on, like approaches to like rock song structures, but like doing it in such a way where you're picking the song that is the most like normal sounding and like the most like rock sounding.
It's fucking great. I'm so glad kids got exposed to that song, even if they hated it, you know?
Yeah, otherwise, like I feel like the Sonic Youth song I would have probably like heard first would have been like probably like the same year, like their cover of Superstar in Juno. Yeah, like that's basically because it's like that was like the year of me like figuring out who Sonic Youth was being like, oh, they're in this game, they're referenced here, they must be like huge.
Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, awesome.
Yeah,
I think it rules.
Yeah,
I think it's like one of the cooler moves here, especially like as as counter programming to all the like really expected like predictable choices.
It feels like five for you and one for me. It kind of feels like the song structure a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything to say about Kool thing, or should we move on to our encore of the set? All right, this is the one that I think is going to be maybe the most divisive of this episode.
Matt,
so after
you just skipped hold
up.
Yeah.
There you go.
After Kool thing, we have Weezer's "My Name Is Jonas," which honestly really fun chart to play.
Sure.
Like genuinely, I don't have anything to say about that song, but that like playing that in this game is fucking fun and one of the best like hammer-on pull-off songs in this game.
That was one of the ones like whenever I was at a friend's house, like we're breaking this.
Yeah, it's a great pull. And now we have "Even Flow" by Pearl Jam.
Can I point out one thing while we're in the early part of it? If you listen to the intro, like very thin line separating this and the intro of "Suck My Kiss."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This is an interesting one for me. I was under the impression that like, because I never got Pearl Jam as a kid. I was like one of those kids who always heard them like talked about as this like monolithic band in the 90s. And maybe it was just that one Simpsons episode where they go to Japan and they're like, how come Pearl Jam never plays here? But like I think about all the times I would hear them referenced, and like for years I never listened to them because they were like not on iTunes. I didn't really have access to their stuff for a while, and so like they were this like band that was like kind of this like mythic impossibility for a while. And then like this song was in this game, and this was like I think my first exposure to Pearl Jam. At the time I was like, this is this is like what everybody is really excited. This is like what the people were like really just like head over heels with in 1991. And like I kind of had that reaction to so much more of the Pearl Jam I was listening to throughout high school. There were songs that I liked here and there, and I liked the songs that would pop up in different rhythm games, but none of them ever really grabbed me. Then a weird thing happened where I was replaying this game and I hit the first chorus here, and as I was playing along to it, specifically the chart in this game, I was like, is this kind of one of my favorite songs in this game? I was like, there's something weirdly like emotive about just like the act of like playing this song in this chart, where it's like, this is gonna sound weird, but this is one of the few times in the game where it feels like you're really actually like, by playing the song, like feeling it out and like meeting it on its own terms, which is that sounds like head up its ass, like, but I just like, I don't know, now every time I listen back to it, I like think about like the feelings I get playing this in Guitar Hero, and I get kind of like a weird chill, and I'm like, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do as a 31-year-old trans woman who's like, I kind of get Pearl Jam now, and Even Flow like almost makes me cry. Why is that?
It's because nematodes came around in SpongeBob's house, and that's a very emotional thing for you to have to process.
It's a very emotional thing. Do you know how much that messed me up as a kid? He lost his house.
And he don't
lost
know
his goddamn house.
Come around and on his face, whatever the lyric is. I forgot it exactly.
Yeah.
Also, you know, the song's gotten a revival in recent years because, of course, Skate 3, because you can basically make Jesus in Skate 3, and so you just do sick-ass Christ airs and crazy-ass Skate 3 shit. Well, Even Flow by Pearl Jam plays.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know the Even Flow Skate 3? Oh, all right. I'm pulling this shit out.
I would say, while you're doing that, I do feel like this is a song that I do desperately wish was a rock band, just so I could do the Eddie Vedder vocals for this, because the vocals are like just. Whenever I think of Eddie Vedder, this is the song I think of. Like, it's just I've thought about doing it at karaoke so many times. I'm like, no, like I can sustain the impression for like maybe 5 seconds, and I will have an asthma attack. So it's like,
I feel like we need to give way more respect to our butt rock guys that impersonate Eddie Vedder, because that shit's hard.
It's really hard to have that kind of level of breath control and intonation. I was gonna say, like, I think one of the reasons this song specifically works for me in a way that like other Pearl Jam doesn't is like, you listen to this song like outside of the game, and like the specific like vocal effects on Eddie Vedder's voice, where you're hearing like some of the reverb and echo, and like the ways in which like certain like attack will like trail before it actually hits is just like insane sounding.
Production on this album's incredible. Like, this isn't like I haven't had my moment revisiting it, but like as a teenager, like I was obsessed with this album, and I had like the liner notes on my wall and stuff like that, and like it's interesting because like it's from that exact moment in the grunge scene where it's like, you know, it developed in parallel basically to Nirvana, so it was like taking just as much, if not more, influence from like, you know, it's, you know, more direct peers in like the Mother Love Bone and Soundgarden kind of orbit, and like this very cavernous sound to it. It's so awesome, honestly.
Yeah, I don't like Pearl Jam at all. But I completely kind of agree with Natalie in regards to this being like one of the better charts in the game. Like, I will never listen to this song, but like I do like to play this song. It does feel like one of the more alive charts in the game, and like I would extend that to The Metal by Tenacious D as well.
Oh yeah,
like those, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll get to. Like, those are the two. They feel very fun to jump back and forth on the fretboard, and it feels, I don't know, I want to say jaunty, but that sounds too St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. Like, I don't like this song. I don't like Pearl Jam. I would take any grunge band over them, even STP.
Are we slandering STP here?
No, we love Interstate Love Song is like the best song ever. But you know,
I said this in Discord, but Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart is one of my favorite Guitar Hero 2 songs.
I was just say that was actually like for me, because like I this is again, you know, last season content, but like I was familiar with SCP beforehand, and like I'd heard Tripping on a Whole Paper Heart in passing, but like playing that one on Guitar Hero 2 was like, you know, got me into that album specifically, which is just a masterpiece of an album.
I've kind of warmed up to Pearl Jam in recent years after being a skeptic for a really long time. Part of it was that at some point I Googled Eddie Vedder Young 90s and I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Shirtless.
I understood what crucial component I was
You gotta
missing.
understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta understand the sex appeal of the
that
grunge
does
guys
count.
like that.
And then it's
Yeah.
also like in the same way that like Kurt Cobain revolutionized the idea of boys having feelings, like he was the original woke boyfriend, you know, like in some ways, Pearl Jam is woke Creed. You know what I mean? It's like very earnest, very like ridiculous, but also like there's something kind of compelling about it, you know?
Jackie, you kind of cracked that open for me, and now I understand why I like this song as much as I do.
It's
So
very
thank you.
dumb, but it's
everyone...
also like there's worse dumb guy music. Yeah.
I see the vision. You see there's a direct line from like even flow to with arms wide open, higher.
It's stuff that it's like you can't imagine that he's not aware of how insane it sounds, but also like when you hear other people like Creed. Even though I like some Creed songs, like it's a great example of even just a little different, it gets so much more ridiculous. Like the fact that he's able to pull off doing like the Jeremy Spoken, like all
Jeremy,
like it should be comical and it feels poignant, and that's the magic of our guy Eddie. Can you pull up the Stephen Flow? I don't want to watch this, Maddie. I'm going to be honest. Can you pull up Stephen Flow?
But just to show it's a real thing. It's a real meme.
I did see. Yeah, okay.
I
will watch
you.
it after.
I've never seen
it. We need Stephen Flow here. Yeah. Maybe the best.
Perfect.
The choice to have all of the lyrics be Stephen Flow instead of writing specific lyrics is really the key choice.
And the outfit's so good
many
too.
times.
Oh my god.
Yeah, anytime I hear this song now, I either am singing Stephen Flow or Nematodes. Like I cannot actually just sing Stephen Flow anymore.
See, how can you say that, or like, I don't see how anyone can say that Even Flow is a bad song when it's inspired so much beauty in recent years.
Nematodes. Gangs all hate.
Oh, Stephen Flow is incredible. But also, we should play Nematodes
really
just to round it out.
You know, when you have a song stuck in your head and you're kind of doing like a parody on the fly and you're like, now I'm gonna go over to the kitchen. Like Stephen Flow has that kind of energy.
Yeah.
That is basically the lyrics to every Tenacious D song in The Pick of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
This is all that AI should be used for ever, is my stance. Is that AI should only be used to make Homer Simpson sing Underworld. Like, that is the only ethical applicant. Or to make Chapo Trap House Chinese, or to make the speech in A Few Good Men about smoking mids.
Or the Joe Biden Donald Trump duet video.
Oh yeah, that is probably the single most justifiable use. Like
Homer Simpson Born Slippy. I'm gonna just
the one I think of the Homer Simpson Starlight one. The Homer Simpson Starlight one is the one that gets me.
The Starlight one is genuinely moving.
No, that one actually chokes me up a little bit in a weird way. Like for also some personal reasons I don't want to get into, but it's very like it's there's this like sort of like ecstatic like hyper surreality to it. It's like, oh, this is weird. We've ended up here. But it's that's worth the water, I guess. It's
Maddie, what's that second comment on this Even Flow Guitar Hero upload?
The best part is when Jesus appears with a skateboard.
I can't believe this is like a weird cultural like.
It's a fucking it's a real ass meme. It was one of the most popular memes of the time. It's real.
I'm sorry for being so disconnected from the Skate 3 meme culture. As somebody who purports herself to be like one of the big fans of that game, I'm sorry. I'm a poser.
Yeah, I love it too. I've never seen Jesus.
I think it's literally only because I use TikTok and y'all don't use TikTok. I think
that would make sense.
That would explain it.
More songs. We got to keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep it going. This is one that I put in here because this is today one of my like go-tos if I am going to the Guitar Hero arcade machine, which is all based on stuff in this game.
Oh man.
This is a cover version of Dead Kennedy's Holiday in Cambodia, and this kind of embodies for several reasons for me kind of the like realm that the cover of Los Angeles by X does in Guitar Hero Rocks the 80s. One of the obvious ones is the fact that I prefer to sometimes listen to the version that does not have a slur in it. But I don't know, something about like the chart of this is just like really fun to me, and I
love
like
that intro.
Yeah, the intro is so insane to play, and I've not gotten any better at it in the last like 15 years. But like it's just really fun to just like play back and forth. It's got like a really fun like riff to it. Like all these different sections in like the verses that build up to the chorus are really fun. I don't know, I just love it. Like this to me is like the platonic ideal of like a Guitar Hero chart, in that it's like constantly engaging but never static in a way that is really fun.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the songs I put the most time into in the game for sure, because that like nice little sweet spot of being genuinely challenging and expert, and also like attainable, and also a song I liked a lot, especially at that age. Like, you know, I still do, but like it's like, you know, just the app. Yeah, no, it never felt like you had a dull moment in it at all. It never felt like your hand was gonna fall off either.
Yeah.
Pretty solid Jello like impression too in the cover version. Like this is of the cover versions one of the better ones.
I was gonna say the cover vocals kind of sound like Jordy Grebe almost.
Oh my gosh, I want to hear that now. Honestly, that's no, I feel like I do find it kind of funny. That's like, oh yeah, we're too cheap to play alternative tentacles for this one. You know, it's like it's
yeah.
I gotta assume they just didn't want to license the song, or like they're like, yeah, no, we're not giving you the whatever. We're not giving you the files.
I think a lot of it is like they can't find the masters, or you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that makes sense too.
Well, also, it's like I kind of wonder how much Dead Kennedys wanted specifically to like license their own like recording of it into this, because I think like it was a similar thing with like Police Truck.
It might be the master. Yeah. It actually might be the master, because obviously I was gonna say this song being in the game kind of is like a weird like full circle moment for Neversoft, because of course Police Truck is in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1.
It's also
having
Rock
this
the
in
80s.
there.
Yeah,
it is.
We talked about it in Rock the 80s.
About it.
Yeah.
I forgot.
That episode is a huge fever dream. That episode
is that the one
happen.
that had all the technical issues?
I think so.
If so, then that's why I forgot.
But it is my tradition year after year. Every time I go to the Minnesota State Fair here in my beautiful now home state, there is an arcade there, and there's a Guitar Hero arcade machine, and I will play like one of two songs. This being one, another that we will get to being the other go-to, just because of just like for me it's like about like how fun they are to play, but also like I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of it that's like how impressive it looks to people who like maybe don't really like play Guitar Hero as much, or like maybe just regard it as a curiosity, and this is one that I'm like genuinely good at, and is also just, I don't know, sometimes like those Guitar Hero arcade machines are loud as hell, and if you want to play something, you want to play something that sounds cool too. Like I'm not going to be the person who's like playing. I don't even think "Suck My Kiss" is on there, if I remember correctly.
No, it's not.
But like you got to pick something that is actually going to like sound cool, and like so much of like the tone of this song, and like specifically like the ways it progresses sound really cool. Especially these like power chords here. This little part sounds great.
No, it's awesome.
It's got like a surf rock from hell kind of vibe. Like it's sort of. Obviously, sort of like in the final stage between like, you obviously just have your traditional surf rock, and then you have like B-52s kind of like, all right, we're getting down to the levels of hell with B-52s and their take on sort of the surf rock sounds. And then this is like, oh, we're fully in hell at this point.
Yeah,
it's sick.
No, this album was so deeply formative to me, honestly, on the whole. But like this, in terms of like the actual song chart here, like I have not actually touched Guitar Hero in like 15 years. But I've put enough hours into it and into the song. Like, if there was any song on this list above like the first couple tiers, I'm like, I could probably pick it up and like, you know, 80% it or whatever like that. This is probably the one.
Sorry, Natalie's story just reminded me that the arcade, the barcade that opened 2 years ago in my hometown, is closing down, and they have a Guitar Hero cabinet. And if it's cheap, I'm gonna.
Are you buying it?
I'm gonna.
That's amazing.
I don't have room for it, but I will. I'm sure my wife. Oh, they don't have it listed. At least I can't see it. I'm gonna keep looking.
Tragic.
You don't need like an oven. Just put that in there instead.
No, I don't need to pay rent anyways. I'll just let the
That's
landlord
another way
come
to
over.
cook.
Let the landlord come over and play.
Freebies on the Guitar Hero machine.
Put another Dead Penny
Yeah.
Draft in there.
Yeah.
Like a storage, just get like a storage unit, just throw it in there, and
Yeah.
pay the cheaper on the storage unit. And whenever you want to go play Guitar Hero, just drive down to the storage unit, get like a generator set up, boom, easy peasy.
Well, Gavin gets to the bottom of this. I think we should move on to our next song. This song has a lot of lore attached to it in this game and is responsible for maybe the worst bit of foreshadowing that we have here. After Holiday in Cambodia, there's Scorpions Rocking Like a Hurricane, which is a boring song that I don't like, and I don't like that it's taken on the cultural relevance that it has, because I find it boring, and I think that other Scorpion songs are better. Beside the point, this is Same Old Song and Dance by Aerosmith. This is one of the most interesting backstories of any song in this game, in the sense that originally this was always meant to be in the game, but they weren't able to get the master version initially, and so they did a cover version that exists, and you can find it out there. But apparently Steve Perry, I'm pretty sure, maybe Steven Tyler, or Joe Perry, maybe Steven Tyler too, I can't remember, but heard the cover version and were like, this sucks, you can't use this. And so they're like, here, take the master, we beg you, like, this is the only way we will let this be in the game. I think it is like a similar situation to the infamous Jimi Hendrix cover that we talked about in the first Guitar Hero game, where it's just like, it just sounds bad. Like, feelings about Aerosmith aside, it just sounds like objectively worse. And then from there, we spool out into Aerosmith being one of the first bands to like cooperate with the Guitar Hero franchise to this degree, results in 1 year later them being the ones to get the first game entirely devoted to them. So this is maybe like, if we're thinking about like net evils in the Guitar Hero universe, this is probably one of the biggest net evils of setlist inclusions.
Yeah.
I will say, like,
quick update here. The machine is not for sale, but the highest bid on the guitar controller is $30. So I think I'm gonna wait a couple of days and see what we can cook up.
Is that operational with anything else?
No, but who cares?
You're halfway there.
What am I gonna spend $30 on?
Yeah, food. Come on,
food. I don't need that.
Like, come on.
I'd rather go to the auction house than Wendy's.
I mean, like, you could buy 30 MP3 files off iTunes of Aerosmith.
Same old song and dance. Aerosmith big ones. I'll get Aerosmith big ones on iTunes.
I do think genuinely, like, it's like one of those things. I don't know if I can really press on this issue. I'm like, fine, they're probably not actually this, but the Aerosmith is my default answer for the worst band of all time. They're the one I like the least, I think.
Compared to their longevity, they should not. It's unwarranted.
It feels like a defense company in a weird way, where there's like, how are they still around? But
so what you're saying is we should get you back for the Aerosmith episode.
Yes, no,
Clearly.
please, absolutely. Especially because, in spite of all this, I'm a staunch defender of Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster, and I think booting them in order to justify the end of Muppets 3D vision or whatever is a slight on all parties. Because I hate their music, but I love their somewhat janky roller coaster and their inclusion of the cast members of the state in the intro video there.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the infamous controversies with the intro video when we get to the Aerosmith episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk Aerosmith at length, and I will stop now because otherwise I'll just complain about it.
While whoever goes next, I'm going to get a prop from on the other side of these bookshelves, so I'll be back in 30 seconds. I have an Aerosmith thing. Do not move on, but
Okay.
Somebody else take the mic for a moment.
I do have an Aerosmith thing, and that Donald, I have a podcast pitch idea for you.
Okay.
Honkin' on, Bob.
I set a timer. How long until one of us mentions Honkin' on Bobo?
Yeah, Honkin' on
Bobo.
I mean, I think the Aerosmith episode literally just might be all of us just saying, like, Honkin' on Bobo, like Stephen Flo style throughout the entire
Honkin' on
episode.
Bobo is probably the all-time greatest example of a album title or cover does not need to be good. It needs to be memorable. That's it. Like a bad album cover is an album cover that you forget. If it's ugly in a way that you remember, that's actually better than it being forgettable. And the same goes for
this is very true.
Name an album called Honkin' on Bobo. It doesn't matter if that's a good album title, we will remember that forever, you know?
Yeah.
This is very, very true, and also the lipstick on the harmonica is the piece of resistance.
The Aerosmith branded harmonica.
Aerosmith branded harmonica that I'm sure you could buy.
With Bret Michaels points.
It's
Steven Tyler points.
Yeah. It's so I'm so glad you brought up Honkin' on Bobo, because what do I have here? It's the manual for Guitar Hero Aerosmith, which I bought from somebody on eBay for like $10 because I have to do research and replay this godforsaken game for our upcoming episode. And our playlist is currently 22 songs long, and I want to kill myself, and I don't know what to do with the fact, so I have to like replay the games in order to figure out what I'm doing. But the other day, my girlfriend was over here, and I was illustrating the desperate place that the series has left me by bringing this out, and I was looking at this to try to ascertain. We will get to that tweet that Maddie has pulled up on the screen. I will get there when we get to Guitar Hero. But my girlfriend was asking me, because I was telling her about the fact that the band-centric video games, they have mostly set lists from the band, but they also have songs from bands that played with them, bands that Aerosmith has influenced, that kind of thing. I was trying to find it in here. I did not find that. What I found is this paragraph on the band history, or these paragraphs on the band history, that is inexplicably taking up a bunch of ad space. One of the I'll read the last 3 paragraphs because I think they're very instructive to the idea of what Aerosmith's legacy is. In 2007, Aerosmith triumphantly performed 35 dates in 20 countries, including their first ever performances in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Bangalore, India, where they electrified a crowd of 22,000 fans at the Palace grounds. Another 50,000 fell under the group's spell when they performed at the Hard Rock Cafe's London Calling event in Hyde Park. The overseas trek concluded with 2 unforgettable shows in St. Petersburg and Moscow. That's the entire paragraph, that second one. Recent Aerosmith releases include the 2004 blues-influenced CD Honkin' on Bobo, parentheses, which received a 4-star review in Rolling Stone.
What?
Maddie, can you open up Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I found a perfect Bobo to honk on.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, here we go. We have Guitar Hero,
Holy
harmonica, action
shit.
collectible, new Sony Xbox instrument, a collectible Guitar Hero harmonica.
Maddie, I was losing it when you pulled up the infamous Steven Tyler tweet, because I was in the middle of searching my own social media for this meme I made, in which I pointed out that William Basinski looks like ambient music Steven Tyler, and then I proceeded to edit the picture to have it be about loops.
Amazing. I will say, if somebody buys that Guitar Hero harmonica and sends it to me, I will put lipstick on and recreate the Honkin' on Bobo cover for the episode art for our Guitar Hero Aerosmith episode. I'm not joking. Like, I will make this a thing. People in the Patreon, please get on this. I will DM you my home address. I'm not kidding. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say about this. I'm saving all my Aerosmith stuff for this fucking game when we get there.
Jackie, I'm imagining now from that image, which I hope people find in this audio medium.
I'll share it.
Like it'll get posted.
An entire album of like a mid 2000s style mashup album, but it's just William Basinski songs and vocals.
Just Steven Tyler vocals. Yeah.
Don't want to miss a thing until it's like a 30-minute ambient song. Yeah, I'll make that. I'm gonna make that exist.
No, it's the part. Sure. Okay. The part in 11 in Elevator where he goes going down and it like never ends.
This feels like an alternate route for Vaporwave.
I will say, the NBA playoffs this year used "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" as their like commercial song, and it really grew on me. I got to admit, I love "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" now. I think that's a bop.
They're missing an opportunity. It'd be really funny to play that leading up to a free throw.
It was just a good.
Oh, that'd be
just,
so awesome.
Usually it's like Timber, but there's a bonus verse about where Pitbull's rapping about the NBA playoffs. But like this time it was like, actually no, this just makes sense. You don't want to miss a thing because the playoffs are on. Like it was just smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Steven Tyler. Shout out to William Basinski. Shout out.
William Basinski live is awesome. He just kind of like he is like one of the biggest stage banterers I've ever seen live, which is crazy given his music.
Do you know the show that's happening literally right as we speak is Blood Incantation and William Basinski in a cemetery in Chicago? I know friends who
I really appreciated.
Oh, that rules.
Basinski was posting through the election harder than I think any other musician, to the point that it seemed like he was about to like commit like a terrorist act or something. He's so lived up, it's crazy.
That
was how he talked too during the I saw him like 2024, and I was like, that was his banter largely too. It was pretty incredible, honestly.
Also, I just want to read this headline from website Awesomely Lovey. Steven Tyler is offering women a seat none of us want because ew.
Fair counterpoint.
And of course, the famous tweet is, "Ladies, as long as I have this face, y'all have somewhere to sit. Love, ST from ATL."
Beautiful.
He just looks like an auntie. He just looks like an auntie.
I like the location tagging.
Yes, because like it
How
could
else are
be
you gonna
ST.
find him?
Yeah, exactly. He's from ATL. You gotta do that. Anyways,
we gotta stop talking about Aerosmith. We got too much Aerosmith ahead of us. Let's talk about a different 70s rock band that I think I'm gonna take a shot here and say we're all in agreement that like ZZ Top is cool. Actually.
Absolutely.
Is
sure. 100%.
There we go.
And
cool.
This is actually this game is what made me kind of realize that. Even though it was this is the cover, right? I believe.
This is one of the Line 6 covers when I mentioned it. So this is if we want a taste of like what the cover band for the musical instrument audio equipment comes up with. This is what
I think a really cool thing about this is that it's basically like a minute of build up to like the shortest verse ever, and then that verse is done, and then the singer is basically done singing. Like
guitar solo.
80% of what the singer does in this song is equivalent to a Cajun Marty impression being done over some riffs. It's just gumbo.
Yeah, that's the thing is, doing a good cover of the song, you just gotta like nail that.
I mean, the thing is like. It's it's a southern rock big bopper kind of
it's for sure.
But also like in earnest the way it's one of the cool ones for me in this game, and that like the game specifically is what made me realize that ZZ Top were good, because the chart made me think about the actual composition of the song, which I thought was really neat. Because like I thought of them in my mind, like okay, southern rock, southern like 70s rock. There's a bunch of this stuff. It's fine. Who cares? Guitars, yada yada yada. But like. Playing through like that is like sort of the magic with Guitar Hero sometimes, when you'll be playing along, in this simulation of playing music that has nothing to do with playing music at all, but it does make you think about what goes into the song, and like I'm like, this is such a really, it sounds simple, but it's a deeply complex thing going on here, and like I'm like, oh wow, it got me into ZZ Top, which is neat.
Yeah, I really love how the chart like genuinely progresses with the song, in the way that like you basically have a little like minute to like get the bare bones of the song before it like starts ramping up and then launches you into the soul. Like one of my favorite examples of Guitar Hero songs are like the songs that basically like give you some time to get your bearings and teach you how to play it before it starts throwing harder stuff at you. Is essential. Like I'm a big fan of any even though we'll get to it with our next episode with the particular Slipknot song that's coming, which I quite like, but it was also like one of the most evil charts in the game.
Oh my god. Don't talk
but it's
about
also
it.
like one of those examples of those, because you basically have like 30 seconds to learn how to play the song before it starts throwing other stuff at you. But like, I really love this. I think it's because when I was growing up, I think this was one of the first ZZ Top songs that I'd heard, but I'd heard so many of like the other like big ones. Like we talked about Sharp Dressed Man when we talked about the Guitar Hero 1 stuff, I'm pretty sure. But it was like,
shout out Twin Peaks: The Return. I was gonna bring that up.
yes, I love Sharp Dressed Man because it is also just similarly over the top and stupid. But I was like, by this point in time where I heard this, I was hearing a lot of like the like other like a lot more just like very sexual, like ZZ Top. I was hearing stuff like Legs. I was hearing like Give Me All Your Lovin'. I was hearing like Tush, and those songs never really like did anything for me. For me, like ZZ Top works best when it's just about being as stupid and goofy over the top rock as you can possibly be. Like to me, like the platonic ideal of a ZZ Top song is honestly asexual. It's just that's kind of just like, I could care less about like the ZZ Top guys' sex appeal, even though we were looking at like 70s pictures of the ZZ Top guys and they could get it.
I was about
like,
to say,
those
I
are some
disagree.
cute ass
I
guys.
like when the ZZ Top guys are horny. Like, I think that I was thinking about this. Obviously, like, I'm not breaking any news to any of you that like blues music is dance music or whatever. Sinners is a movie that came out this year. I'm not inventing any of this, but this song does really make you appreciate it. Like, oh yeah, this is dance music. Like, this is. And I think that it made me think a lot about Notorious Dick Ass's The Black Keys, because like the Black Keys have blues riffs, but they don't have like groove. They don't have like any funk, any like body movement to their music. Like, it's all very flat. And this is like you could really gyrate to this song in a way that the Black Keys do not offer.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's just very I building on that, like comparing it directly to the other two like songs, and even though this doesn't compare direct, this song doesn't compare, but compared to like Suck My Kiss and Poison, like the way they do sleaze is like, I'm not gonna say more refined. It's still sleazy, but like I don't know. There's like a nonchalance to it that I think kind of works for me versus the leering run away from this person at a bar vibe from the other two examples that we've gone over tonight.
But here's the thing: only one song will tell you that a woman has legs, and also that she knows how to use them.
She's a kickboxer. Yeah, just a good song. Good song. I like it.
Yeah. It's like when this era of ZZ Top and this particular just like no nonsense thing, it works for me.
Which is very funny because they're the most nonsense band ever now. Them and Cheap Trick are just
again, that's what we talked about. Like the entire first minute of the song is basically nonsense. Like you need a lyric sheet to like figure out what is being said. But like I think because it is like trying to not be anything else, it's fun. It's exactly what you want out of a Rock Band game or Guitar Hero game. Jeez, I forgot the name of the fucking series we're covering. That's bad. We need to move on. We need to get out of here. Two more songs in the solo set lists that we're talking about. After Grange, we have of course another guitar battle with the man, the myth, the legend. He's on the game box. It's Slash from Guns N' Roses. I don't like this one. This one's boring. This is just Welcome to the Jungle again. Like, it's like you're playing preamble to the song that you're about to play. It's not fun.
This is like a animatronic Jungle Cruise kind of deal for Welcome to the Jungle, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just...
You mean to Slash's character model or just the song?
Yes. No, I mean like this is, if the Tom Morello guitar battle was like the endearing version of watching somebody be a idiot in Guitar Center, this is the version that makes you want to leave. It's just like fine, okay, that's great, fine.
Yeah. The thing for me is it's like, for as much as we've clowned on the Tom Morello battle in our Discord server, it is one of those ones where you hear it and you like, if you heard it out of context, in isolation, like it is one of those where you could instantly be like, oh yeah, this is a Tom Morello thing. What is it about this one where if you heard it in isolation, you'd be like, oh yeah, that really embodies Slash's distinctive guitar
this
style.
This is a Velvet Revolver track. I know it in my bones. Yeah. But like it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like to me, like, even as a teenager, it's always like Slash is like just like what I thought of in terms of like trying to be cool and completely missing. Just like it's just his whole vibe is it's like fine. As we'll get to in a second, the thing is, however, there's some unimpeachable stuff going on that Beating Heart cannot deny. But it's just this is just like okay.
Yeah, this is one of those like situations where like Slash for me was always the guy who is more the look, the like presence than he is like the player. It's one of those things where it's like you see how he looks and you're like, yeah, I understand why this guy caught on. I understand why he was a big deal. But it's like sometimes you like I think the thing is it all comes down to like you're saying like it's kind of the tone in a lot of ways, like the guitar tone. Like you hear a lot of the like specific things that he's doing in those Guns N' Roses stuff, like up through like probably like Use Your Illusion era, and it's like it is kind of like a distinctive style. Like it's riffing on that like hair metal sound, but it is kind of like he has a style all his own. And then somewhere around the time that like Guns N' Roses falls apart, he joins Velvet Revolver. It gets so anonymous. It gets so guitar centerized.
Yeah,
he got Kravitzed. He was the guy. He was the guy people went to when they wanted a rock guy on their song.
I will not hear you say slander about Lenny Kravitz.
I also,
I will say...
when you said got Kravitz, my brain just went to his dick came out. Like, is that what?
Yeah, and it was wearing a top hat. And he had a crazy bush.
Also, crazy scarf for some reason. Really big scarf.
This is like the first guitar battle was so fun and memorable, and then this is just this is just riffs.
Yeah, this bit where it's just soloing, like you could not like pay me enough to like force me to remember how this bit goes, like out of context, like from my memory.
I never had any desire to ever replay this. Once they cleared it, I'm like, good, fine.
Yeah.
It's just like
basically.
Miserable. But let's move. I mean, I don't know. I feel like.
We got more Slash to talk about.
Thinking about this, like it's very much a fireworks factor situation where it's like hearing this, like let's just talk about Welcome to the Jungle because it's Welcome to the Jungle. It's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the encore after you beat Slash, of course, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. This is to me like if we're talking about like I kind of thought this when we were talking about like a band like Pearl Jam and that kind of thing. Where if we're talking about like a band's iconic songs that are really well suited for these games, like I always thought this one like makes a lot more sense, even though there's like less going on, I would say, than like Sweet Child of Mine and Guitar Hero 2, which is a song that has been so overplayed that I never want to hear it again in my life. But it's like I hear this song and like I think it's just because it is inherently a goofier song. I'm just kind of like, there's a meat-headed part of my brain that's like, hell yeah, brother, it's time to rage.
Well, there's so much going on too.
Stupid positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it is. You know what song this made me think about? Famous song from the series. This is like if Kings and Queens by 30 Seconds to Mars had swag. You know what I mean? It's the same, like, completely ridiculous, like, Eagle Screech, you know? Like, this song could have the Eagle Screech in it, and it wouldn't be out of place at all. I love, like, the kind of siren intro, just everything about it. You're in the jungle now, baby. Like, all of it is just so stupid positive.
It's over the top. I love any, like, rock classic that is just, like, weirdly just a little overly theatrical with it. Like, that's a big reason. Like last night I was like listening to stuff from Bat Out of Hell, and like this is like honestly not too far removed. You think about like the dynamics of this and like the like little midsection, and it feels like weirdly kind of just like overly theatrical in a way that like I think some of the other Guns N' Roses songs never did for me and never really breached me in that way.
I like the theatrical comment is very good. That is when they're best. There are other songs I think reach that. I think November Rain is so good because of that too.
Oh,
Rain,
for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Hitting that exact like completely over the top feeling. But yeah, for me as an actual song Guitar Hero, it's like changes like actions and feels so much during it, which is like it's just very actually fun to play.
Yeah, it's just very endearingly ridiculous, and I think you're right. The Sweet Child of Mine has become like enough already, whereas this just still has. Even as it became a meme, like I feel like it hasn't like taken away from the enjoyment you get out of it, even if you're like laughing at it. I think that's kind of the genius of it, is even if you think you're too good for it, you're still enjoying it.
Yeah, I don't ever find myself willingly listening to Guns N' Roses these days, just because for me they're such a like bygone relic of a particular kind of like 80s edgy rock that I don't really like care to listen to on its own. But whenever like I've gone back to the playlist or even just like fired up the game and played this again, I kind of have a soft spot for this just because of how like ridiculous it is, and just I think a lot of it has to do with I have an affinity for the like old Demi Adejuyigbe like hosted episodes of Punch Up the Jam, and like specifically like thinking so much about like the ways that they single out just how insane Axl Rose sounds like at all times on this song.
Yeah.
Like just jumping between notes in such insane ways, like his bizarre snarls, the way he's going like knees is just, I don't know. I like listen back to this song and I find myself kind of like laughing along, like, but also with it. Yeah. It's such a bizarre experience after like mostly thinking about it as like a cool song when I was growing up, like as a kid, and that was the impression it was. Now I listen to it and I'm like, it's honestly cooler, the like funnier and stupider I think it is.
Oh, for sure,
yeah.
No, it's having so much fun with it. Like it's just like completely. Yeah, I think that Meatloaf comparison is so spot on. I never even made that connection. Honestly, it seems like almost undeniably influenced by like that and like Jim Steinman. You know, it's like
it's the theatricality of November Rain with like the dumb brain of Paradise City. Yeah. And it's like, and it's perfect. It's in a jar, and none of the sentimentality of Sweet Child of Mine.
Yes.
No.
And as many dumb lines almost as a Civil War, which is, you know, I will always have a soft spot for Guns N' Roses, just because that's my favorite dumb lyric of all time is what's so civil about war anyway. I will be laughing about it till the day I die.
Mm-hmm. I still, for my money, think that an underrated, really funny line in Welcome to the Jungle is just, it gets worse here every day, which does not even fit the meter at all.
Self-sustaining biomes.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like clearly they like had something more like succinct to the point, something that fit kind of like the vocal rhythm of that, the progression that's been going on, but like they just completely just forego it there, and they're like, what do we got to say? It gets worse here every day.
I like when he says you're a very sexy girl. I think it's like
he's complimenting her.
Yeah, it's like, okay, man, well, like tell me about the jungle.
Sometimes in the jungle there's a very sexy girl, and it is polite in if consented,
and it happens to be you, the girl reading this, the girl listening to this.
Apparently this song was inspired by when they went to New York City one of the first times. A homeless man yelled, you know where you are, you're in the jungle, baby, you're gonna die.
That's awesome.
Which means that this song is basically like it's very, very like, oh yeah, like welcome, literally it's basically like the, what's it called, Alicia Keys song, but
where dreams are me. I was gonna say, what if
you're gonna die?
What if the homeless guy was the homeless guy from New in Town? Like what kind of song would that inspire from Axl Rose?
The homeless guy is the guy from that one, what's that video that we watched from Butt Rock #1s where it's you know what I'm talking about, right? The music video where he's like walking by all the so sick of the hobos.
Oh, The Theory of a Dead Man. No, that fucking song. Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
so sick of all the homeless people. Or the fuck?
Hate my life.
Axl was homeless like at some point in Guns N' Roses' lifespan, right? If I remember correctly.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the early days,
I think that's right. Yeah.
That would make sense.
That was a peer talking to him in that moment.
All right.
I hope he got writing credit. He could have made a lot of money from this song.
Yeah.
Licensed in Guitar Hero.
Okay. And so we've got one more here. That's the end of the fifth tier in the solo set. But in the co-op set, I wanted to end this episode on a particular high note for me. This is Block Party's Helicopter. If we're talking about like called shots that were entirely correct for like contemporary rock in these games, this encore in the co-op tier is just, I don't know. For me, this is like if we're talking about like favorite songs of the game, this is always like my go-to. Like whenever I go to Guitar Hero Arcade, this is like the first song that I play because this is just always, it's a good warm-up song, like in the sense that like the main riff and like the core progression is just so hardwired into my brain that I will never forget it, and I will always be good at it for the rest of my life. But it's also like one of those songs that I love like doing to impress people, because when you hit the fast drum section in the bridge, it is just like really fun to show off in public if you get it down. And also just sounds really cool. I don't know. I love blasting this song to the state fair denizens of Minnesota and being like, enough of whatever it is you're doing. It's time for this now.
Yeah.
I agree fully. This is my go-to at the arcade machine. I posted a video in the Discord recently of me straight jerking it, playing the solo at the arcade machine. It's a great song. This song taught me that George W. Bush was bad.
Yeah. No, perfect song. I am seeing the Tom Morello. Yeah, perfect album. I am seeing the Tom Morello, Abby for this. I'm wondering what the Tom Morello version of Helicopter sounds like now.
Ooh, yeah.
It would be exactly the same, but with way more wah pedal, and then someone in the background would be reading prison statistics. Everything else would be the same.
Oh my gosh.
I will just say on record, Bloc Party, I'm living in the year 2005, and Bloc Party will always be the best band in the world. They will never release any bad music. The core members of the band will be in the band forever. And they will just make nothing but 10 silent alarms for the rest of their career.
It's
also,
a song.
He won't get really buff all of a sudden. That'll never happen.
It's a song so good it feels like it's a mistake in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, well, this is one of those things where it was like, I think I mentioned this when we were talking about Franz Ferdinand and Guitar Hero 1, but like Bloc Party was one of those bands that I always thought was like a lot bigger than they were, just because they were in every licensed game, like every game that had licensed music in the from the years 2005 to 2006. Like it was like this, or it was Banquet, and it was just like it was everywhere in every sports game, like Burnout, like all that shit. They were just inescapable.
When in truth, it was just underpaid software developers or music licensors being like, well, let me put one I like in there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Basically.
I think that you can derive a lot about the appeal of this song from the fact that like Bloc Party is one of the only bands that could be in both Guitar Hero and FIFA and make sense. You know what I mean? It's like it's for indie kids, but it's also for people that like loud guitars.
Why is the OBS logo on the drums?
Oh, that's a good point. What the fuck? Is that like a drum logo that I just don't know? Like a drum what?
OBS drums.
What's their streaming config like?
Yeah.
480p MP4, not with the protection for recording.
Yeah, good song.
Yeah, with that.
Maddie, can you open the Discord real quick? This is like a 3-second video.
Yeah.
Is this the video of you straight jerking it?
Yeah, caught jerking. Look at how locked in I am.
That's beautiful.
You kind of have to be, is the thing.
Like hunched over 45 degrees, leaning like Michael Jackson.
You've got black metal guy stance.
Yeah, I do. They call me Woke Varg.
Oh God.
Who's calling you that? Who's they?
Out on the streets. I don't know their names.
The people are saying they're calling him Woke Varg.
At Grok, who's calling Gavin the Woke Varg?
I don't ask Grok. I don't want Grok to tell me.
All right. Jackie's gonna go. Jackie, any final words for the
Jackie? Thank you for joining us.
No,
any final thoughts?
It was a blast. I had a great time. I just wanted to get to the end because I really did want to share my answer for song that we think should have been in the game.
Yes,
because I not only have a song that should have been in the game, I was thinking about the playable characters, and I think the biggest missed opportunity in the Guitar Hero games is that there are 0 songs by the band Limp Bizkit.
Oh my
God. I think if you would put break stuff in this game and made Wes Borland a playable character in one of his demon outfits,
hell yeah.
He's already graphic designed for Guitar Hero. It's like he was trying to get into the game and failing is the vibe he gives off, and so like. And I think it makes sense that he wasn't in it because, like, we weren't really respecting the musicality of West Borland.
We weren't ready.
Yeah,
We
we
were
weren't ready.
2007, but I think now it would be a great like DLC if you could shred as West Borland. I think that'd be cool.
Thank you, Jackie.
All right, thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Peace out.
Bye, Jackie.
Bye-bye.
Donald, as always, thank you for joining. Thank you for lending us all your takes and perspective. As Jackie has alluded to, we've been doing a bit at the end of every episode where we ask folks who have been guesting on for their picks of what should have been in Guitar Hero that wasn't. Like, what are the big oversights? What are the things that you think would have killed in the game? I think initially the question was just like stuff that would have been in the games like in the years that the original run happened, so like up to like 2010. But also like at this point I'm fully abandoning that. Like I just want to hear what people think would make a good Guitar Hero song, whatever that means.
I thought about a couple like across the spectrum of like difficulty levels and like variety, like some that fit like the shredding crazy hard vibe, and some that are like a nice little like early on song. There's like a couple that I think some left field, some like how'd they not do this ones are like really good. One of the ones that I really think would have been an amazing inclusion for like kind of like a mid game one would be like what's it called? Le Freak by Chic would be incredible for one. Like that riff for that would be so fun to play. One that I would love is like kind of like a sort of like mid late one is Built to Spill's Time Trap.
Yes.
Which would be just like that'd be the one I'd drive into the ground. And then like the other there are a couple others that were coming to mind as really strong picks. One for me, I think that would be kind of awesome would be to bring in Gang of Four's Damaged Goods, the co-op song.
Yes.
Like, because on both ends of that's just like perfect. And you pair that up with the Tom Morello section, like if you make it a little more thematic, that's like, you set that up as like right before the boss battle, have the boss battle, then hear Bulls and Parade, hear that continuum, which I think would be really cool, honestly. And then finally, one that I just really think would be a lot of fun for me personally, and I have no other real justification. Actually, this one also be, I think, a really good like end of game one, and maybe they did this one I just didn't know, but like Funkadelic's Maggot Brain should be.
They hadn't. No.
Yeah, that would be. Funkadelic never made it.
That would be there's like a bajillion songs that could be, but like Maggot Brain would be like a fun like late game crazy complex one, but it has a very different tempo. Also being 10 minutes long is crazy too. But like very different tempo to the hard songs usually, where it's like kind of
also
like,
just very different like dynamic level from a lot of the stuff that they ended up doing for like the heavier stuff. Yeah.
And then I think the one that I was like, okay, no one's gonna do this, but I want to do this anyway is Sparks' Amateur Hour. I think would be a very good inclusion, just like as a kind of like early game, like in the way they use like the Secret by the Who like as an alternative, kind of like just like a little bit like a looser like glam rock classic rock era thing where it's like kind of like has a nice little compelling guitar part to it still, and just an excuse to wedge Sparks in here. I'll take any excuse.
I'm very glad you brought up both Built to Spill and Gang of Four, because like ages ago, like I think when we were doing the last season, I like put together like my ideal like set list for the game that I'm still like tweaking, because there's stuff that I don't stand by that I want to like take out, or stuff that I've like been second guessing. But like two of the things that I threw in there was Built to Spills. I think I did Contract at first. I might have subbed it out for something else, but I also had Built to Spills Stab, which I think would be just like really fun as like you if we're thinking about like songs where you like start off like kind of steady and then build up to essentially where the song takes off. Like that's one in my mind where I'm like, yeah, that's a perfect entry for that.
And they should include the after that, it should include the hidden track on the album. You play along to that. It's just
oh my god. But thank you so much. I'm so glad we got you back on for this. I'm so glad we got to talk Guitar Hero with you after having these conversations about having you on for like probably like a year beforehand, if not longer.
I think we originally talked about the portable Guitar Hero game with the LCD screen. I think.
Yes. I would hope that you brought that up. I don't know if you have any memories attached to it, but like Donald sent me this like portable handheld game, different from the DS on tour games that I had never seen in my life.
No,
before.
it was like entirely a game for like kids you didn't want to hand a portable console to or spend that money on, like one of those like
road trip games.
Like the Tiger Electronics very primitive LCD screen with like the tinniest sounding music you've ever heard in my life. I remember Cherry Pie was one of them actually, which was
oh, of course.
Slow Ride. I think it might have also had Slow Ride. I can't remember. Like very difficult to use controller. You could barely see the screen. Absolutely miserable. And like I tired of it pretty quickly. I mean, I still played it obviously because like it's like what am I going to do not play this game in front of me? But like then my siblings started to play it in car rides, and it was just like an absolute nightmare just hearing it over. Like it had this really awful failure sound to it. It was just kind of like it was exceptionally. It really felt like an 80s electronics toy just kind of plopped into the year 2007 or 8 or whatever, which is kind of remarkable. It's really and a testament to that moment where like you could just kind of put Guitar Hero on anything like that or a harmonica and expect people to buy it.
But yeah, I want to track down some like footage of this. I meant to like ages ago, but now that it's like the reminder is here, I'm like I need to just like experience what this is for myself. The thing is with all my Guitar Hero familiarity, there are like entire realms of like Guitar Hero licensed products that I like did not delve into. That included the like on tour stuff included, which will make the eventual episode that we do on all the DS games really fun for me as somebody who has never played them.
There's really only one song in those games that is exclusive to those games that never made the jump over to the main line. That's important.
What is that one?
It's one of our most important songs of all time. Well, I'll tell you off air.
Okay. So that'll be a for us thing. Thank you, Donald. Is there anything else you want to bring up, plug, what have you, while you're here on air?
Going on? I feel like I haven't heard a lot about you lately.
Yeah, I mean, it's I just want to plug the abstract concept of voting, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know. No, I mean, it's been a very 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 good year. Nothing really to plug other than if you are in New York, please consider joining DSA and in a couple months, maybe coming back out to canvas for a guy. But like, the thing is like, I feel stupid saying that because like, I mean, thinking about the listenership, anyone who lives in New York and listens to this, like, I don't know, I feel like.
Yeah,
I think
the odds are pretty good for us, honestly. Not to get.
I don't know. The Priestess fans might come through for this one.
I was gonna say, if you are the one Andrew Cuomo voter that listens to our podcast, please consider not supporting Andrew Cuomo and vote for Zoran.
Like just give it some thought. But otherwise, nothing to plug except for your own wonderful podcast here.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you for having me on. It's always such a good time. I'm always like It's nice to and I also like for me this game is somewhat I was hesitant if I want to talk about it. It's somewhat special to me because my best friend growing up, my late best friend who passed away last year, we used to at each other's houses just play this all the time, so I have very fond memories of that. So it's just like this game is very special to me in that way, honestly. So it was nice to reminisce about it.
Nice.
I'm glad to give you the opportunity to talk about this game, and that's one of the things that like I really especially want to say here is that like we have I think with this game particularly, like we joke, we jest, but like that's the same for myself, that's the same for Gavin. We've sunk so many like hours into this game in particular and have so many cherished memories, and that to me, that's one of the most beautiful things about this series is revisiting the beautiful moments and using even the not so beautiful moments to remind me what I love about the things that are beautiful. And I think that that's beautiful.
I'd ask what everyone's favorite song off this was, but it seems like the consensus clearly is Helicopter, right? I mean, like
Cool Thing, maybe. But
Cool Thing is close, but like I don't know.
One of those
like,
two.
it's a toss up. It's like,
Helicopter, Holiday Cambodia,
Yeah.
Cool Thing with an honorable mention to Even Flow.
yeah,
For me.
yeah.
Don't
Holiday
forget to
Cambodia
suck my
Slice
kiss.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
In keeping with the theme
Yes.
of what we're talking
For the
about.
record, it's not. Suck
Even
my
if I don't
kiss.
disagree.
It's
even if I don't agree.
It's not Suck My Kiss for the record. It's probably Helicopter. Cool Thing.
Guy whose favorite Guitar Hero 3 track is the guitar battle versus Slash.
Oh my god.
They have to exist. They have to exist.
Yeah,
There's
they have
gotta
to
be-
be there.
Just for,
Yeah.
just
I'm
in
sure
ter-
I would just pick Welcome to the Jungle.
just in terms of pure probability. Like,
Yeah.
there's gotta
Like,
be.
I'm trying to imagine someone learning the actual notes to that and playing, and that's I don't know. It's a level of commitment that has to okay. I actually have to look. I really have to. Look.
I was gonna say, yeah. I bet it's out there.
Guitar Hero / Battle Real
Cover.
Oh yeah. Oh yep. There we go. We got.
Oh. Is he is whoever is doing this playing it by themselves?
Playing
or is it just
playing it by themselves in 2 parts, dressed as Slash. I actually I gotta watch this. Actually,
Wait, yeah, hold on.
I just sent it to the Discord.
Okay.
I sent the LCD screen too.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
All right, hold up.
Okay, this is a great ending note. I'm glad
Yeah.
we're leaving off here. With the fake cigarette and everything. This is clearly filmed in a dorm room too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dressing like the nondescript Guitar Hero character too.
What if this guy was roommates with Will Toledo? They film music videos in the same fucking dorm room. Will Toledo's filming the OG Something Soon video like one night, and then this guy's doing this the other night.
I can't believe this.
This is great. What the fuck? I can't believe this is real.
It's actually,
And to
this
think I would
sounds
have
way
never
better,
known
of
about
course.
this if not for this podcast. This is beautiful.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah.
We will post this video in the Discord.
Oh, for sure.
Thank
The
you.
episode goes
Thank you
up.
for sharing this. This one last beautiful gift.
course,
Thank you,
yes.
Donald.
Yes.
And I guess I am curious. Do you have a plan to do an episode on custom songs from Guitar Hero? Because I spent a lot of time watching those. I never play any.
We're not at present moment just because that's such a huge rabbit
It's
hole.
just
that's
everything.
kind of
I mean,
too deep to get into. I contemplated like doing a clone hero thing or something like that, but it's just there's too the field is too wide. The net is too great to cast. We are going to have a future guest who is a huge clone hero player and charter. Or not huge charter, but has done some charting.
Huge charted?
Huh?
Oh, this is a really, really dumb joke.
Hey, who charted it here? Who charted?
Who charted it here?
Yeah.
Who charted?
Yeah. This guest list. Oh, yeah. Some
some of these are secret, so hush,
yeah,
hush.
I know. I'm not seeing anything. It's.
But yeah, we've got some fun people in the mix, and I'm excited to nail the rest of this season down. But we are off to a great start thanks to you, and I'm really glad that we could get to make this happen.
Thank you for having me. I had such a blast with all of you and with Jackie. I love what y'all do. This is such a fun time, and it's gonna make me go on eBay and buy a Guitar Hero setup, which I don't need to do, nor do I have room
for us all.
Yeah.
I have told my story about buying my Explorer controller off of some guy at a Wisconsin gas station on my way to visit one of the future guests in the series.
I'm imagining a Conor O'Malley protagonist.
Yeah,
He's a normal guy. I was expecting a Conor O'Malley protagonist. It ended up just being a normal guy who seemed like a weird, just a butt metal head who I was I would never hang out with you in real life, but you seem fairly well adjusted, so I'm just gonna give you my money and leave.
Keep on trucking.
But next episode, to tease things out, so this game has 8 tiers. We covered the first 5 tiers in this episode. The late section of this game has so many noteworthy songs in comparison to a lot of the ones that we skipped over in the beginning of the game that the last 3 tiers make up their own episodes. So next time we'll be talking about tiers 6, 7, and 8, including the infamous endgame of Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. So stay tuned for next time.
Yeah.